Hello everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition all Hecata Chronicle, Berlin Bloodlines. This is our 4th pregame session, Macabre. Let's meet our players, starting with Avery.
Hello. My name is Avery. I'm at GoldenGwydion on all of the social media platforms, and this evening in-game, I should be playing Unsere gnädige Herr, Edgar Wade.
Unsere gnädige Herr, indeed. Az?
Hello, I'm Az, or as I was on the social medias, because I think I'm funny. And today I will be playing Adelaide Naraja.
We're so happy to have you, Az. We've missed you. Rachel?
Hello, I'm Azure, or Rachel. I'm found at @AzureButterfly on all the social medias, and I am Maria Russellini.
Mistress of Ghosts, if I recall correctly.
Yes, Mistress of Ghosts.
And I am Huddy. I'll be your storyteller this evening, because I never know what to say about myself. As always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves, as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All of the content warnings for this game will be in the description below. So if all of you are ready, lass uns anfangen, which means let us begin. And let's return to Berlin, 5 years after the meeting with Sheriff Kasim. For behold, the day of judgment is coming, burning like a furnace. And on that day, the arrogant and the wicked will be burned up like straw. They will be consumed, roots, branches, and all. Malachi 4:1. In the 2000s, all of you would have heard about the infiltration of SchreckNet, the Nosferatu intelligence gathering computer network by the organization known to Kindred as the Second Inquisition. You would have heard that the Camarilla's response to this was to have the network dismantled and to severely limit all use of technology within their sect. Sometime later, you would have heard of the destruction of the Tremere Chantry in nearby Vienna, again, supposedly carried out by the Second Inquisition. But that was Camarilla shit. So what? You had your own problems to deal with during this time. The Harbingers of Skulls, the last remnants of the Cappadocian clan, began a devastating assault on the Giovanni all over the world, wiping them out entirely here in Berlin, and with the disappearance or final death of Augustus Giovanni, their founder, the Bloodlines of Death negotiated an end to the hostilities, and the clan you now call yourselves, the Hecata, came into fruition. But the problems outside your clan quickly became impossible to ignore. A few weeks after your meeting with Sheriff Kasim, news started pouring in of Camarilla domains being purged by the Second Inquisition. Detroit and Las Vegas in the United States, cities in Brazil, Russia, and Italy are suddenly flooded with news of random attacks under the guise of riots or acts of terrorism. And the Prince of Paris, Francois Villon, is driven from his city, while nearby Marseille is liquidated of Kindred. And then it happens. London, one of the oldest seats of power in the Camarilla, falls. Its prince, Queen Anne, is beheaded, and informants apprise their kindred masters that the Second Inquisition is declaring the ancient city free and clear of all blood-sucking fiends. The response to this was for the Camarilla to hold an international conclave or convention in the city of Prague. During this meeting, the Anarchs claimed the Camarilla meddling with the world's national governments were responsible for the Second Inquisition, while the Camarilla blamed the Anarchs for their use of the internet and other modern technology. Theobel, a Brujah Archon, launched a surprise attack during the meeting, killing many kindred in attendance, including the arguable head of the Camarilla, Hardestadt the Younger, blowing his face clean off with a shotgun loaded with incendiary shells. After this incident, Anarchs all around the world were radicalized to follow Theobel's example, to take their domains back from the Ivory Tower, beginning what they would call the War of Ages. Here in Berlin, the Anarchs were not immune to this extremist direction for their sect, and as they gained in numbers, they began launching attacks on Camarilla businesses and Elysia, sometimes even breaking out in skirmishes on the streets of Berlin, right in the view of mortals. In light of all these events, Olivia Duncern, head of family for the Duncern bloodline and for Clan Hecata, decreed that all kindred in the Clan of Death should remain off the streets as much as possible. This order came down 5 years ago, and the decree has still not been lifted. all of you are experiencing this feeling of, let's call it cabin fever, leaving your havens only to feed and returning as quickly as possible. Of course, Olivia's directive is not without merit, and 5 years is nothing to deathless creatures. But still, the streets of Berlin are always calling out to you, every night when you rise. And on this night, we begin our scene once again with you, Edgar. You're standing by the docks of the river Havel, waiting for an anarch Tremere named Eckhart, who owes you blood. And he's very, very late. 1 rouse check, please.
1 rouse check. I do get hungrier.
That's going to put you at 2 hunger. Please, everyone who was in previous sessions, clear your willpower, restore it, clear any superficial damage, and put yourself at 1 hunger. So, Edgar, you're at 2 hunger now as you stand here under a nearby streetlight, or just adjacent to a nearby streetlight, while you wait for Eckhart. He is almost 2 hours late. From where you are standing, by the docks, you can see the Pfaueninsel. Of course, you're not getting the bird's eye view of it. You're right on level with it. And I need to ask you a couple of questions about it. In the 5 years that you have been essentially homebound, or haven-bound, however you'd like to put it, how often have you used Sense the Unseen while looking at the Pfaueninsel?
Every night.
Then every night you have noticed that entropic shadow that seemed to be eating away at the island has slowly dissipated. Do you look at it with Sense the Unseen this night?
Yeah.
The shadow is gone.
Guess you've got to count your blessings then.
My second question, did you bring your binoculars down here?
Did.
Are you looking through your binoculars?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make me a wits and awareness roll?
I surely can.
Please don't forget you are now at 2 hunger.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty. 4 successes.
4 successes as you peer through your, I assume, expensive and well-maintained
I get 1 more dice because those are mine. 5 successes.
Yes. Yes, let's not forget that, because Storyteller's gonna, obviously. You look out at the Pfaueninsel, and just like that night 5 years ago, see a figure in white skating all around the Pfaueninsel. It is August. It is not frozen. And they are dancing on the water, this time alone. And with 4 successes, you notice something different this time. As they perform their water ballet, let's call it, they stretch out their arms, and from the water, serpents, little dragons made of water, emerge from the depths, circle around their body, and dance with them as they circle back where you cannot see them.
Edgar will just smile. I assume they've caught, presumably, the dragon a few times over these 5 years.
I would say that's accurate.
And Edgar appreciates self-expression.
Okay.
And on a very deep level. I'll just catalog that information. And as they go out of sight, he'll put the binoculars away, pull out his phone, call Eckhart.
Well, as you put your binoculars away and pull out your phone, you do see someone approaching you. But it's not Eckhart. It is...
Hand slips into his gun.
It is your cousin, Carla Lamia. And she seems to be dragging something. And as she gets closer to you, she is dragging Eckhart. He is kicking, trying to get away from her. And as she approaches you, she bows her head, and she says, "Guten Abend, Cousin."
Und zu dir.
I have a message from my mother. but I saw this one watching you from the shadows. Should I kill him? And she pulls out a sword from behind her belt.
Oh, Eckhart. Care to elaborate on your tardiness?
She moves him so that he's in front of her and stands him up all in one swift motion. She still has the sword in her other hand, points it against his neck. Eckhart looks very nervous. He's a small man, frail, with blonde hair and green eyes, big, thick glasses. I'm sorry. I just, times are tough, Mr. Wade. I wanted to see if maybe you'd give up, I guess, waiting on me.
Do you have the payment or not?
I don't have 3 liters. That's a big
What
payment.
do you have? Because you do have 3 liters, it's just in you, lad, and I'd prefer not.
He sort of rolls his eyes and looks around as if he's looking for someone who might have been following him, but Carla keeps the knife at his throat, so he can't look very well. And you can tell that she's itching to spill some witch blood. And he pulls out of his fanny pack, which many European men wear, pulls out of his fanny pack what looks like the tattered remains of a very, very, very old journal. It's almost completely deteriorated except for maybe a fourth of what the journal used to be. And he holds it out to you.
What the fuck is this, Eckhart?
I heard that you like information.
And this is information about?
The Witch of Kudam?
Alright then. Here's the deal. You show up with no blood, but you've got information, so I'm not...
Look, things are hard. I'm with the Anarchs now. I mean, my life is like, I don't even know what my unlife is anymore. I had to... Everything broken. I had to make my own choices. This is... I don't... And I can't just, like, go get blood. It's not working that way anymore. You know that, right?
Oh, well, you can. You just gotta make a move. Now, let me be very clear, Eckhart. I am not emotional about the money. About the payment. But tardiness? For Christ's sake, man.
I was here on time. I was just watching.
Oh, so you didn't fully hear me when I said be here with the payment 2 hours ago. So, since you didn't hear me properly, now looks Carla, I think just an ear will be fine.
With no hesitation, and not even looking at you, Carla slices his ear off. He screams, he's loud. If you'd like to cover his mouth.
Yeah, Edgar will just reach out and, like, squeezing to the point where it's nearly painful on his jaw. Never miss a payment again. I expect double next month.
His eyes grow very wide, but eventually he shakes his head, grabs for his hole in his head. He's missing an ear.
Edgar, he's got a big signet ring that has the monogrammed EW on it. I'll just pull out his lighter, heat it up till it's hot and almost burns himself, and then just press it to his face.
If you do that, I will need a frenzy check.
Absolutely.
Now, for a frenzy check, that is going to be your dots in humanity. It's going to be your unspent willpower plus 2 dots for your humanity.
Unspent willpower.
I need only 1 success, however.
Which Edgar has a notoriously low willpower.
Yes, that is correct. Sure, that's not for a thematic reason at all.
2 successes.
Cutting it close, Edgar. So as you burn your own signet ring, the beast rises up within you. It afraid. It's fearful. It says you're doing too much. You don't need to do this. Kill him. Drink his blood. But you can resist.
Edgar will burn it right up under his jawline where he can conceal it, but it'll be there for a hot minute.
Carla looks delighted.
Don't fuck with me, Eckhart. Next month, double the payment. Make it happen. Get creative.
Yeah, I'll go down to the Schlachthaus and get a pig, I guess.
You know the deal.
I guess I'll get the butcher then.
Has to. And now you're thinking. Edgar just slap him on the face.
Do you want to know what's in the book or not? Because I don't think you can read it.
Do you think it's a linguistical barrier?
Yeah.
What's the language?
Latin.
You're right. I'll learn. You know what? You're gonna tell me what's in there, and I'm going to offer you a devil's bargain.
I was going to tell you anyway.
Oh, no, this is about the payment, that devil's bargain. But, go on. What's in the book?
It's a journal. We recovered it out of Saarland, south of here. Written by one of the soul suckers, named Gabe Hod. It was written during the time of Kaiser Konrad II, during the Holy Roman Empire. He was journaling, detailing his search for a blood witch named Anastasia. The description that he writes of her matches the Witch of Kudam. I had compelled a mortal to call her that, to see if she would react, and she did. Before the journal ends, Gabehod also calls her the daughter of the first. And I'm guessing that doesn't mean anything to you.
Make it mean something.
I really don't feel like going into a history lesson. In my clan, there were 7. First vampires. Then Tremere became our clan founder. It's complicated. But his right hand, let's call him, was someone named Etrius. They called him the first among equals. If the Witch of Kudam is really the person in this book, she's 1,000 years old, if not older. And we've all heard the rumors about the Giovanni here in the city, and if she didn't know the Giovanni's sire, I mean, it's talk of all the Elysia, if she really didn't know who it was, she's lying.
Mm-mm.
And the question is why?
It's good to know. Now, would you like your devil's bug?
I think that information is worth 3 liters of blood, but go ahead.
Oh, it certainly is. I'm willing to forego all future payments from you. But there's something you know that I want.
I'm sorry, I'm not part of your fan club.
You're going to teach me your magic.
Ipsimesis says that we should, so sure.
In return, you will be exempt from all payments.
You didn't have to cut off my ear. That's kind of what I do now, is teach blood magic.
That was for the tardiness of our meeting. And those punishments you are not exempt from. If you do not show up to our lessons on time, next, it will be your feet.
Fine.
I look forward to a long and fruitful partnership with you, Eckhart.
Yeah. We'll see how the city fares in the next few nights.
You'll meet me at my investment firm for our lessons.
If it's still standing, Mr. White.
Everything that is mine will stand for another 1,000 years. I will not be fucking cowed by mortals.
Wasn't talking about them.
Do me a favor. And I do truly mean a favor. Like I'll owe you one.
Oh.
Get me a little heads up on what Sahira's next move is.
I'll try. But she doesn't like my clan. At all.
Well, you got creative enough to use a dominated mortal to fuck with the witch. And you said you weren't creative. If you would have just applied that same ingenuity to getting me my blood, we wouldn't be in this situation.
I'd rather bring you 30 liters of blood every night before fucking with Sahira Batama.
Find out her next move. And if you can relay it to me with accuracy, I'll make it worth your time.
I'll give it my best shot.
You're starting to grow on me, Eckhart. Now get the fuck out of here.
Carla takes his ear and puts it in his hand and then pats it.
All right.
He does shamble away.
I will never tire of telling you how much I appreciate you.
Carla, like many of the Lamia, are very stoic and cold. They don't really smile that often. They don't really seem to show a lot of joy. But Carla just nods. I absolutely do miss performing my duties for you and all the others, cousin.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, but quickly, I must return. Oh, we are all, of course, guarding Mother.
How often does Osric speak with Hannelore?
Mindestens einmal pro Monat.
I love you, cousin.
I appreciate that, cousin. I have a letter from Mother.
I would be honored to receive it.
It is for you. And she hands it to you without saying what it is or opening it.
Edgar will just slip it into his jacket.
She bows again deeply, sheathes her weapon, and says, I do hope that the nights will change and things will improve.
They will. For you and yours as well.
Ahihai Lilatu.
Ahihai Lilatu.
And she leaves.
Christ. The girl just pinches brow for a minute and head back up to the apartment.
Question. As you head back up to your apartment, do you look at the paper at any point until you get up there?
No.
Okay. So, as you head up to your apartment, your private elevator that takes you up there. Of course, your neon lights are on. Everything is as it should be. It's clean, smells good, very homey. You might be sick of it at this point. Tell me, Edgar, how you have been feeling 5 years essentially stuck in your haven.
Outwardly, he's to anyone that would view it, he would look stir crazy, a little bit disheveled, even though he's normally very intent with his grooming and style. Inwardly, having 5 years where he's kind of like, hey, just stay inside with Aelin, has been a beautiful experience.
Yes, would you like to tell us what you have learned from Aelin and what Aelin has learned from you in those 5 years?
There's been a lot of linguistical sharing. Edgar has a passable understanding of Iranian Farsi at this point, as well as Aelin having a passable understanding of the Scots language.
Which Huddy did not study for this at all.
And funnily enough, I think a lot of the decoration of the apartment itself, Edgar would have opened himself up to Aelin's own aesthetic sort of decoration.
So
into the
Aelin's
bedroom.
aesthetic decoration would be a lot of cerulean colors, a lot of Turkish-inspired, Middle Eastern-inspired art and decor.
Yeah, so now it's got this weird blend of like
Mhm.
80s
Miami Vice,
Americana.
yeah,
Yeah, Miami Vice
and a Turkish bath. Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Why not?
It's eclectic, but it suits them.
So as you enter your apartment, I have to ask you: you're still using Sense the Unseen as you were using it to look at the Foul and Is it still on?
Mhm.
How many times in these 5 years have you looked at Aelin with Sense the Unseen since that time you saw her after prayer that she was glowing?
I wouldn't say it's like a conscious behavior, but like he definitely catches glimpses of her often when he has just forgot to deactivate it coming back inside or
Sure.
things of that nature.
You would have noticed, and if you're looking at her now, as she is on your balcony, looking out towards the Fauenenza, you would have noticed that that glow never dissipates entirely. So as you enter, and you look straight ahead to your balcony, the door's closed to the balcony. We don't have sliding doors here in Germany. Just pull open doors. Or kippen. She's gotten sort of used to the wealth that comes with being your ghoul and being a CEO or manager rather of a Wait investment firm, Wait Enterprises. Your business has done very well as opposed to many of the other Hecata businesses during this time period. She's increased profits and is managing it very well. And as I said, she's gotten used to sort of the lavish style. She's wearing a long sleeve backless dress by Maison Margiela and some jewelry by Cartier. She prefers French designers. And in her left hand is what looks like a glass of maybe white wine, a Riesling, a Prosecco. And in her right hand, dangling between two fingers, is a canvas. You can't see what it is from where you are, but it's sort of dangling in her hand. And she puts the wine glass down on the railing of the balcony. And she turns to her right, and she pulls open the trash, the trash chute for the Wertstoff, and she starts trying to shove the canvas into the trash chute. And that's what you see when you enter your apartment.
Edgar will stop for a moment, and he started doing this thing where he stops to just appreciate Aelin for a moment. Without her, he would have gone insane over these 5 years. He's very much the personality type where if he's not busy, then he's going insane. So he just kind of stops and regards her for a moment before he'll open the letter, wanting to give her some time. It looks like she's dealing with some shit right now.
You open the letter. The letter is plain white. It is scratched in blood, and you can tell that this is your aunt's blood. And it says, Schutz dein Licht, which means protect your light. In the bottom corner, it looks like she's drawn a face. Someone with wide eyes and strange tendrils around the head. And all around it, she has written again in her own blood, Schattenfluch, or Shadowbane? My second question to you, Edgar, or my third at this point, how often have you thought about her premonition to you that you would one day be the head of the Duncern bloodline here in Berlin?
Part of him wants to believe that what she was saying was manipulation.
Mhm.
He's familiar with the Bahari at this
Mhm.
point. How it's sweet words and honeysuckle lies. But I think there's a part of him that is always known.
All right. And what is your feeling when you look at this? She has obviously given you some sort of premonition in written form with her own blood.
I mean, as he said to her, 5 years ago, he's always had a deep love for Hannelore. So that she would entrust him with her own vitae on paper is humbling in a way. The fact that this is important enough to her to be written in her own vitae is alarming. And he'll just put the letter back in the envelope.
Mhm.
Walk over to his desk, open the file drawer, open the false bottom,
Mhm.
and slip it into the false bottom of the file drawer. Protect your light. All right then. He'll peek his head out to the balcony.
She's still struggling trying to get this canvas into the trash chute.
He'll speak to her in her mother tongue.
Mhm.
Is there something wrong, my darling?
She'll turn around and sort of leave it where she's wedged it into the trash chute, and she'll go, "Salam, Mr. Wright. I didn't hear you come in.
It's just us.
Something is very, very wrong, Mr. Wright. Edgar."
What's wrong?
She tries to pull the canvas out of the trash chute. Now she can't. But if you'd like to walk over to look at it.
Yeah, Edgar will take a look.
What's on the canvas is... Now, you have an art studio in this penthouse, and Aelin has taken to using it during the daytime. On days off or, when she's not working. Coming home for lunch sometime. And she's drawn what looks like the Fraueninsel. And above the Fraueninsel is a crown. She looks very distraught. She doesn't look happy about this.
Tell me what I'm seeing.
She leaves the balcony, walks down into your art studio, and comes back with a tote bag full of canvases, and she dumps them out onto the balcony. And she's drawn this image 3 or 4 times. I can't tell you, Edgar, what this is. I wanted to do something for our jubileum. It's been 5 years since... It's been 5 years. And I wanted to make you something. For all of your art. So much American art. I wanted to make you something better. And I can't stop drawing this.
Maybe you shouldn't try to fight it.
Fight what?
Something is trying to express itself through you. Good thoughts, good actions, right?
This is not good. Whatever this is not good.
No, but showing it to me is.
Do you still have Sense the Unseen active?
Mm-hmm.
So you look at all of the paintings. All of them, behind the actual paint, it seems they all started off with a sketch of the Shadow Vein.
All right. I'm going to take these so that they don't get stuck in the compactor. It's all right.
I feel like they are... Please don't laugh. I feel like they are evil.
Why would I laugh?
I don't know.
Other than you make me laugh sometimes.
I just wanted to do something nice.
You are.
No. And is this from your blood? Ishkam? Is that why?
Is that why?
I can't stop seeing the power ninja. I can't stop thinking about it, drawing it. See it when I sleep.
No, this is not from my blood. This is something else. Aiden. I don't like you being this close to that place. But I also don't want you away from me. So you see the conundrum that we've run across, eh?
This is going to sound very strange. I don't want to leave. I want to be near the power ninja. It's like it sings to me.
It does. The same way the sirens lure a sailor to their death.
No. Like a song I should know, but only it can teach me.
Let me be very clear. You are never to go to that place. I hate telling you what to do.
Edgar, wits and occult, please. I do not need a significant amount, because you were once a ghoul. But I need a wits and occult roll right now.
Roger.
You are giving her a command. I need to know what you've noticed in 5 years.
2 successes.
That's enough. You are a ghoul, you've been around ghouls, you're bloodbound right now. Aelin looks at you with eyes of defiance. And she says, no.
No what?
If I
You will
must
not-
go to the power ninja, I will go. If that is where Ahura Mazda tells me to go.
Fine. Then you will never go there without me.
What if it is during the day?
No. This is not me telling. This is me asking. Please do not go there without me.
With those 2 successes, Edgar, you would have noticed in the time that you've been with Aelin, she doesn't act like you acted when you were a ghoul. She doesn't act like you act when you're around your mother in Bloodbound. She doesn't seem to have to expel any sort of energy to resist doing what you say. She puts her hands on your face. You know what is in the power ninja.
I wish I didn't, but I do.
Tell me.
There's what I know, and there's what I believe. Which would you like first?
What you believe?
I believe there is a weapon there. And I believe that its discovery is best left not. And I know people are looking for it. I just don't know why.
When you find out why, will you take me to the Pawninsa?
I will. Edgar will just reach out and take her face in his hand. You must not go far from me.
She sort of smiles, puts her hand over yours. Did I ever teach you Fadet Basham?
Just promise me that you will not go far from me.
Fadet Basham means I would sacrifice anything for you. There's no English or German equivalent.
I don't need you to sacrifice for me. I need you to thrive for me. Everyone puts such an emphasis on what they would be willing to die for. I'm much more interested. You have made me more interested in what's worth living for, Elin.
Ari, I promise.
And Edgar suddenly looks very exhausted.
And you're hungry.
Go over to the refrigerator.
As you walk over to the refrigerator, you see something standing next to it. It's a rat made out of blood. You see the trail has come from one of your bathrooms. And the rat is large and grotesque and looks up at you. And in Kasim's voice, it speaks to you. It says, Mr. Waite, I am calling in my favor. It seems to be almost a recorded message. Alexander Nagaraja, bring him to my... He spouts off an address and you recognize it to be a Neukölln. Bring him here tonight. Also one of your cousins good with ghosts.
Oh, Christ. Oh.
And then the rat evaporates in a pile of blood.
Elin, darling, would you grab a mop?
She walks in. She looks down at it. Yes, I will change out of my 1,000 euro dress first.
Edgar will just kind of catch her fingertips with his fingertips. It has been 5 years.
It does.
I care for you.
I know.
As soon as all of this lockdown is done, where do you want to go? Here in the city?
You can take me for a ride on the Ferry, river, boat. Is the right word?
You want to get closer to the island?
No. I want to see the palace from the water.
Of course. I'm anything for you.
Omaram, which means my life. And it's an expression of love or devotion.
Just squeeze her fingers and open the fridge, grab a bottle of cold, disgusting blood.
Mm-hmm. You may drink that down and remove one hunger. And I assume you need to text Maria, because going out is not something everybody is doing.
Well, first of all, he's going to call Mother. This has to be above board.
Okay. You call. Takes a long time, but eventually she picks up. Edgar.
Mother.
Use of the phone, Edgar. I hope this is important.
I have a debt needs repaying tonight. It is not a personal debt. It is...
Is it necessary?
If we want to maintain that, the cooperation we have, yes.
Is it something that you can handle alone? I would not like
No.
to risk Tulio going with you.
Of course.
You would know that Tulio has been at your mother's haven for these 5 years.
There is nothing that I can't handle by myself. But I will be taking...
I
some
have
of the
heard
cousins.
stories to the contrary, Edgar.
They're just that, Mother. Fucking stories.
Is there anything else?
I'm taking 2 of my cousins. It would be undue for you not to be aware.
Not Imogen, I trust.
What if it was? What do you want me to do with her?
I want her mother on her hands and knees begging me for forgiveness, for taking what she was not owed.
Even if Hannah-Lori was on her hands and knees, Mother, she would still be looking us in the eyes. And that's the problem. I'll do what I can.
Don't forget to come by 6 days, Edgar. In 6 days.
I'm not known for my tardiness, Mother.
Just like I taught you.
I'll be taking Adelaide Nakaraja and Maria Rossellini out tonight.
Well, I certainly hope you have something of great value to separate Alexander from his daughter.
I don't need them separated.
As you say.
Be careful, Mother.
She hangs up.
Edgar will pause for a moment, quelling a deep rage within him. Before he'll call Maria.
Well, we will get to that call in just a minute, but we're going to move our scene to Maria right now. And Maria, these last 5 years have been awful for you. Absolutely atrocious, where Edgar has been spending time getting to know Aelin better and forming a romantic bond with Aelin. You've been stuck inside with your mother and your 2 aunts, Magdalena and Mirabella, for 5 years. For 5 years. Yeah. Leaving, of course, only to grab a bite and come back, rarely a new fetter in hand, no more deliveries from Adelaide, and it's turning into your own personal purgatory. And as you sit right now in your ritual room in the basement of Esoteric, poring over your storage boxes looking for maybe one feather you could have missed, I need you to make your nightly wrath check, please.
I did in anticipation, and I already failed.
Okay, so you are also at 2 hunger. And you know eventually you're
Yep.
going to have to get something to eat somewhere. You know, at least that's an opportunity to leave. But you know either Minerva or Mirabella or Magdalena are going to be counting down the minutes until you're back and are going to be, you know, sending, you know, someone out after you if you don't come back right away. So please,
When is this going to end?
Maria, tell me how it has been for you these 5. I've explained, you know, how it has been for you, but tell me in your own words how this has been for you for the last 5 years.
Enough to where she's probably enjoying the company of Giancarlo Putinesca a little bit more than she would have expected. Maybe at first it was kind of cool. Yeah, we're gonna have a little hangout time with mama and aunties and all that, and it's gonna be great. It's not gonna be that long, right? No, of course not. I'm gonna be able to hang out with Catherine, and we're gonna be able to go out to places again. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. 5 years later, I'm sitting in the middle of the floor, some feathers scattered about, and I'm just like,
No feathers.
No feathers.
Looking
gosh.
for feathers, but none to be found. And as you sit on the floor here, having them scattered out, you are so focused and in your own head about your current predicament and the predicament of many of your cousins, I'm sure. You hear Katrin bound down the stairs, and she hugs you from behind around the neck, gently, of course. You hear her leather jacket crinkling in your ear as she squeezes. And she says, "What are you doing down here?"
I am dying a very slow and painful second death.
That's why you should at least come up to the shop so we can, you know, listen to music and and so you can talk to people of what it's like outside.
If I am a level higher, I am a level closer to mama and aunties, and that is driving me insane.
She comes around so that she can face you, and she sits cross-legged as you are, just facing you this time. She's wearing, again, Katrin dresses very Bellina. She's wearing leggings and combat boots, and she has a sort of like a leotard on, and a leather jacket over that. She's also, in this time, dyed her hair like a very cold blonde. Long, cold blonde.
I love it. Probably the second that Catherine's actually physically interview, Maria softens a little bit, and she's just like, "Oh, Liebe, you know, it might be fun. We should adopt a dog."
You say that to Katrin, that you should adopt the dog?
Yeah.
Well, you would know, being Kindred, that animal affiliation is not something that comes naturally to everyone, but Katrin seems very enthralled by the idea. Oh, ich liebe Hunde. I love a dog. So
Maybe they'll live up the place.
But I know being upstairs is one closer to your mother, but you should definitely come up because I had just the weirdest customer just now. He's wearing a mask, like a white mask, and he came in asking for like an item that angry item. He wanted something angry. Something,
Angry?
yeah, something that would haunt.
And a white mask?
Yeah, it's asking for like something that would haunt something. So to make some like an angry ghost. And I gave him something. I wasn't sure. You know, I really needed you, but I called you, but you didn't answer. I guess you were too, you know, zoned out. And he gave me the money, but he gave me the money taped to this playing card. Look, and she shows it's a ace of spades. This is so weird. Right? Berlin. I love Berlin. It's so weird here.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in myself. I missed this. He was wearing a mask too?
Yeah, it's like a white mask. Like you could see his eyes. He had very pretty eyes.
They're not still here, are they?
No, he wanted the item. I gave him, he said specifically he wanted an item that like maybe was like a fowl, like a fowl, a peacock, something of that nature that was angry. And
That seems very unique.
yeah, so all I had was like this locket. I mean, it kind of looks like a peacock, not really. I think it's some sort of waterfowl, waterbird. But so I gave it to him, and I know that was one of those races that were like the spectre race you told me about, the ones that like are scary ghosts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
very very dangerous. Very.
yeah, and look,
Okay.
he paid 700 euros for this thing. I didn't even tell him what the price was. He just handed me the card with some money on it.
You know, you did well. You did very well. Oh my god.
I didn't do much.
Oh man.
But also weird, he was not German.
Interesting. Did you
Yeah.
catch his name at all?
He didn't give me a name. But he was not German.
Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Something else to keep in
No.
mind, and I don't want to talk to you about this, but I have to talk to you about this. You know, I love you, and I love being here,
Aw.
and I love our life. But
I love you too.
yeah, but something's weird's going on with my father and all the milliners in Friedrichshain. Something's weird is happening, and they keep inviting me home to have dinner, which so weird. Because we do the family dinners with everybody, but they keep inviting me
Yeah.
to, and I haven't gone because I don't want to. I want to be here with you. But they keep inviting me, and like first it was just like my mom, and then it was like later like my cousins and my uncles, and now it's my father's inviting me. And it's getting like
Sounds like
I'm
pressure
freaking
to me.
out about it a little bit.
Do you have any idea of what it might mean, of what they might want at all?
I haven't been. The only time I go to Friedrichshain is obviously to go to Berghain. But when I go to Berghain, I'm not going home. I go to Berghain with you, or and then I come back here, and
I would love to go to Berghain again with you.
we will.
But that is quite troublesome. You don't have to listen to them if you don't want to.
I don't know. That's the weird thing is, I'm still a milliner. I'm not Rossellini, and I never will be. And
Hey. We cannot tell the future.
well,
You never know.
I mean,
I told you what Mama promised me.
I know, but I don't know what they want. If they want me to get married or something and have, babies to keep the bloodline going, or if they want to make me a milliner, I don't know.
Maria is going to shift. She was sitting crisscross before, and now she's going to sit on her knees, and she's going to place a hand on her cheek, looking into Catherine's eyes, and she's going to say, in a perfect world, which of course we do not live in, but still, what would you want? Because as much as I love you, your happiness is my happiness. What would make you happy?
I am happy. I'm really, really happy. I like that I get to stay young forever. I like that I still get to go, eat brunch. I'm really, really happy. I really don't want anything to change. I'd like us to go out again. I would like to go out again with you. I don't like going out by myself. It's very boring. But I've never been
Yeah.
happier in my life. And I don't want my father to ruin that whatever is going on with the milliners. They're acting weird. Like really
Then we will-
weird.
Then we will handle it, as we always do.
I don't know all the politics because I really don't want to, and I leave that to you. But
Even I don't like it as
Friedrichshain
much.
is where all the anarchs are, and I'm just worried that the anarchs have done something to them. I don't know.
I'll look into it, and I'll see what I can find out.
Okay. And it is at this moment you get a phone call from your cousin Edgar.
She's probably she probably hears her phone vibrating, and she's and then realizing it's across the room, she's skittering a little bit for a second, and then grabbing it from atop that. She's not even standing up off the floor yet. She's just grabbing it from atop the desk, and then seeing it that it's Edgar. Eddie, it's been so long. Hi.
It's been a few weeks since I called to check in on you.
Has it only been a few weeks?
How are the walls doing? Have you clawed them down yet?
I'm surviving. I'm surviving. Yes.
Get your town shoes on. I'll be by to pick you up in about 15.
We're going out. We're going out.
Shh, keep it on the low. Don't.
Okay.
If you can get out of the house without Auntie knowing, that would be preferable.
You know how difficult that is, right? Because she watches me like a hawk. Do you know how difficult it's been dealing with her these past 5 years?
Do you want me to call her and soften her up for you?
Katrin grabs the phone out of your hand and she says, "Hi, it's Katrin.
Hello, cousin.
I will cover for Maria. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Minerva and Magdalena and Mirabella, they love me. They call me their granddaughter. They think I'm so great.
As they well should.
And they can cook for me. They can't do that for Maria.
Actually, well, I've got you, Catherine. What's your father up to?
What are you, psychic? Just talking about him. And she sort of looks at you, Maria, as if asking you with her eyes if she should say anything to Edgar about her father. You are her domitor. She won't do what you don't tell her to, unlike someone else's goal.
She's gonna whisper. She's gonna be like,
so, an acquiescence, yes, she can say?
yes, go for it.
What do you want to know about my dad? Your uncle?
Just checking in on him. I know things are getting weird in Friedrichshain, and I worry about him. Like I worry about you. You're the only two, and please don't tell anyone I said this, the only two real blood relatives I have here.
Oh yeah, more? I have more siblings.
I don't like them.
I don't like them either.
You're the good egg.
Thanks. I don't know what's going on in Friedrichshain. Anarch bullshit, right? It's all anarch bullshit going on.
Right.
It usually is.
But I haven't been home in 3 years. If not more.
If you could just let your father know that I'd like to speak with him.
Please, Eddie, I don't want to go see him.
You don't have to come. I would never ask that of you.
I'll call him for you.
Just tell...
I'll text him for you. I don't want to call him.
Right. Just tell Hamish I'll be around soon. And that he should reach out and we should meet.
I guess
somewhere.
Since Maria says it's okay, they're trying to get me to come home. Like, all of them, all the milliners, calling me, texting me all the time, trying to get me to come home. And I don't know why, and I'm freaking out, and I really don't want to, like, engage with them. So, like, maybe I won't call him today.
Send me his number.
You shouldn't have to.
Send me his number. I'll deal with this. They're obviously trying to put some pressure on you. I'll fucking deal with it.
Sure. And she puts the phone down and texts you the number. Anything else?
Actually, yes.
You want to talk to Maria?
No. Just tell Maria to get her town shoes on.
Maria, Edgar says to get ready.
Maria's already, as this conversation is happening, putting her jacket on, getting her necklaces on, getting her earrings on. She's dressing up to go out.
She'll be ready. What is it?
What can I get you while we're out?
Get me? Nobody's stopping me from going anywhere.
I'm aware, but you know there are things I can get that other people can't. What do you want?
I would really love these shoes. They're like steel-toed shoes, but they're not legal here. but found someone underground who could get them, but they were trying to make me pay like a lot of money, and they wanted stuff from me, and it was very like weird. So if you could get me some like metal-toed shoes, I'd be really happy.
Of course I can. Who is that that's trying to get that shit from you?
Don't know. It was just some guy. I was high.
Where?
In Friedrichshain. Outside of Berghain.
Right. If you ever see him again, call me.
Well, I wish I had known that you liked me so much, cousin.
Look.
Or I guess I'm supposed to call you uncle.
No.
Well, I'm supposed to.
Yeah, alright. No. I do care about you. So, you see him again, you call me.
Maria's already done getting ready at this point, and she's probably just hanging on the back of Catherine a little bit, just like trying to listen in.
And she just says, well, I'll do anything to stay 22 forever, so I will call you.
Yeah, same
if
here.
I had my way with that.
Alright, alright, I'll see you in a little bit.
Ciao.
Tschüss.
Tschüssi. She hangs up the phone. Maria, you're getting ready. I assume you're already in your Opel or whatever car that is that you want to drive, whatever Mercedes class for the year.
We are actually, this evening, since I did learn a third seat in the back, we're going to take the 2018 Aston Martin DBS Volante.
Wonderful. So that's
How
what
many cars do you have?
That's what you will
So
pick Maria up in. But you live in Charlottenburg. That's going to take a little while to get to Kreuzberg, place you really don't like. And while we wait on that, we're going to move our scene just a few blocks away from Esoteric to a basement morgue in downtown Kreuzberg to Adelaide. So exciting. Adelaide, these past 5 years in your haven with your sire Alexander have not been all that different from all the other years of your own life. Can you describe for us how Adelaide's half of the haven looks and what Adelaide does on a typical night? A typical night where you can't really leave, but a typical night anyway.
So Adelaide's side of the room she misses home. So she has like different pictures put up of much warmer locations, and there is a bunch of just random clothing spread out. It looks like she's been trying to like either make it so it fits her, or maybe fits some of her servants so they look better when they go out. And you know, she'll wake up in the morning and wake up in the evening and spend some time with Alexander because it's required.
Mm-hmm.
And then she works on her study. She's trying very hard to learn more and be the best Nagaraja out there.
Mm-hmm. Better than all the rest of the two.
Better than all the rest.
of the
because
two.
one day she's going to go through with her plans.
Mm-hmm. And such plans they are. We love these plans. Mm-hmm. So as you are, again, this is a basement morgue, let's call it. One half belongs to Alexander and yours has the other half. In both areas, there are cold storages, slabs, medical tools, everything that you need to do all of the fun, fleshy things that you both do or enjoy doing, however you'd like to put it. And on this particular night, if you what you have before you is just some stray body parts. Again, your trips to the cemetery have been fewer and far between because of all of the issues going on outside. And so you were only able to just sort of grab what you could out of what was in an incineration bin ready for incineration. It seemed to have been a person who was torn apart and unidentifiable. And they were going to be incinerated. And you just grabbed a foot and a couple of hands and, you know, just seeing what you can do. You got that all laid out in your slab. Your servants are both named Ted. Are they here, or would you like to bring them to life for us?
So, actually, because of the roles, I have to roll for them because they only last so many nights. Unless I get a critical success, then they last forever. So I think Ted has died again, and so she needs another Ted.
Sure. Would you like a left hand or a right hand Ted?
Left
hand Ted.
Left hand Ted.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that's a Resolve and Oblivion roll?
Yeah, and I rolled ahead of time to make it easier for you.
Did you make a rouse check for me as well?
Do we still do the 3 rouse checks?
Well, we're going to get there. Okay. Don't rush me.
I failed.
Okay, so you're at 2 hunger. This is going to be really fun then for when we do the Huddyism of 3 rouse checks at the top of a Chronicle, since you're the only one who has not done it. Right. So you perform your ceremony. You have some leftover fecal matter and stuff from other things that come with all the fun things that come with a dead body. And you bring Ted to life. It is not cleanly cut here at the wrist. It looks like it was ripped. So it's a little unseemly, but that might not bother you. Can let me know if it does. And it springs up, much like Thing in the Addams Family, and stands at attention. Its nails are blue and purple. Its skin is starting to turn green in some places, but it will do as you command.
Based on the amount of... I got 3 successes, so
it'll last for 3 nights.
3 nights. Perfect. So she's just kind of looking at it. This isn't going to do...
Not good.
We need to get you cleaner. And so she's going to take, and she's going to kind of look at where it got ripped and look into like maybe where we could shave off some of the fleshy bits to make it much more seemly.
Well, if you would like to clear up that hunger, you may certainly gnaw around it and consume some of it.
She's going to. She'll pick it up and rip off the bits around the edges so that it's got a much more flat surface. So when she sticks it in her bag, because even though we're not supposed to go out, her time before, she always had a go bag. And it's
of course.
Practice she keeps, even though they haven't had to run for a very long time.
It has been a long time. It's been almost 20 years since you've had to run. It's been quite a while. And as you nibble around Ted's stump, let's call it, and make it nice and clean, and you get some of that flesh, which will act as blood for you because you are a flesh eater. You may move yourself back down to 1 hunger. And just as you finish cleaning up your mouth a little bit, getting some of that bits out of your teeth, you hear a knock at your haven door. At your part. Now, the haven door is in your part of the haven. Alexander's is not.
Gotcha. Is Alexander home?
Yes, he is.
She's gonna kind of peek in. Baba, are you expecting anyone tonight?
He's playing Ode to Joy in his haven, as he often is. Which is, yes, Ode to Joy, yes. Good, go to fung and talk, da 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 da. That's all. So he's playing that, and he just looks over and he says, "No. Tell him to go away."
Yes, Baba. And she'll go to the door.
Yeah, you have a...
And see who's standing in front of it.
It's Adelaide, and she has Isabella with her.
She will open the door and step outside and close the door behind her.
And Adelaide immediately looks annoyed. Are you telling me? I told you he can't do his magic bullshit on the property that I own. I need to be able to come in sometimes.
It's a security precaution.
No.
I won't hide. We have to make sure we're safe.
Adelaide,
You won't get paid if...
Susa, I like you. I really like you. If he doesn't stop doing this, I will burn it to the ground. I'm so very serious. I told you. This property is not what matters. What matters is that I have you, sweetie, with me. Yes? And sometimes we help each other out. I give you a place to live. You give me a little money. And maybe I need something else. You don't give me any money. But this will not work. And I'd rather burn it to the ground. And I blame it on the anarchs. So please...
I'll talk to him about it.
Yes. So please, feed your girl so I can take her back home. And then we need to talk.
Of course. Bella, it's so wonderful to see you. And
Isabella
she's going to grab her
immediately,
sister.
yes. As soon as Adelaide stepped back, she ran up to you and hugged you, and she's like, "Oh, Adelaide, I missed you so much. I missed you so much. I don't know why I can't just stay with you. I don't know why I have to stay at home."
Because your mother worries about you. So it makes it much easier if you stay.
But she
where you're
knows,
close.
she knows that I'm yours. She knows.
I know she knows. Everything's above board, as I said. It's just... I'll talk to her about it, maybe. Okay?
I just miss you. It's just so
But
good to see you.
But you've been alright? Have you been eating? Have you been staying out of trouble?
Yes, I am nothing like my brother.
Good. Good. Remember what we talked about with him, okay? Just keep your nose clean and you'll be fine. I'm so proud of you. You're doing so well.
But I'm not, though. Adelaide, I'm not doing well. I'm not with you, and my mother talks about Kenneth all the time, and if she's not talking about Kenneth, she's talking about Tulio, and everyone is forgetting about me. I could be the heir that she wants, but she doesn't look at me. Adelaide, not like you look at me.
I know. Don't worry. I will never forget about you, Bella, ever, okay?
I know. And she told me, Mother told me that someday soon I will be here with you because Alexander put in a formal request for my embrace.
Did he know?
Yes, apparently he did something for Olivia that was so extremely important that she had to acquiesce. But I don't know what he's waiting for, but I can't wait. Maybe that's why she's been so distant. I don't know. I think if she really cared, though, and she wanted to make me hers, she would get out of it.
If your mother cared about you, she would.
That's what I think, too.
Here, we need to make sure you're safe, so let's do this, and then
You know that Isabella would be able to enter the Haven, no issue.
Yeah, like she'll hold out, Ada will hold out her hand and bring Bella inside and into her room and show her the newest head and some of the clothes that would fit Bella.
And Isabella looks delighted. She's like, "Are you ever going to get another name, or do you just keep bringing it back to life, or are they all different hands?"
It's sentimental from when I was younger.
I think it's so cool. I can't wait for you to teach me everything that you know. I'm a very good student, Adelaide. I'd be the best.
You are very persistent, and that's important. Anyway, and Adelaide will take one of the scalpels and cut into her palm and hold it out.
Bella takes it greedily. She is very greedy with your blood. You have noticed this. And I need 3 rouse checks from you, Adelaide. Normally it would not be this many, but now is the time. It's your turn.
Adelaide.
And I'm just trying not to watch Edgar have an embolism.
She's my best friend and I love her. I passed them.
All 3.
Time.
All 3.
Hell yeah. Look at me go.
You remain at 1 hunger as you feed your best friend, Bella, the daughter of the head of the Hecata Clan. And she remains your ghoul. And of course, every time you do this, she looks at you with eyes of affection and devotion and love and loyalty. And she just sits down on your bed in almost an ecstasy, as well as a sadness that it does have to end, this exchange of blood. And she says, I hate that I have to leave. I hate that I have to go. Maybe you ask Alexander when it will be, so I can prepare.
Of course, I'm going to speak with him about this. once I'm done talking to Adelaide, and we'll go from there.
Okay. I know she's gonna take me home because she can keep me invisible or whatever.
It's important. I don't want anything to happen to you.
I know. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you either. Because of me.
And it won't. I'm tougher than I look.
You're the toughest. And the prettiest.
You're always such a flatterer. And she's gonna grab her hands and kiss them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go see Adelaide. Get you back to the house. And then one day you'll come home.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah. So you exit out of the haven, Adelaide looking as annoyed as before. She instructs Isabel to go stand over to a corner, and she vanishes under Adelaide's power, so no one can see her.
What is it?
Well, when I come back from my duties as Scourge, you absolutely need this haven to be clear and clear. If I ever come back here again and it is not, I'm going to burn it to the ground. I cannot, I'm German, and I cannot convey how literal we are. When I say it, I mean it. Okay?
Okay.
And if you can't convince him, you can tell Alexander to come talk to me. Because I know everyone's afraid of him, but I'm not afraid of anyone. Well, I'm afraid of one person, but they're not here, so it doesn't matter. Second, I've done everything that I can to keep the sheriff busy, which has not been difficult because shit is crazy right now, right? So he doesn't call in his favor that I told you about, that he wants to talk to your sire for whatever reason that is. But that's over now.
What do you mean?
He, before I could even attempt to say, hey, maybe we don't, maybe not tonight, before I could even attempt it, he sent a blood rat to one of your cousins. The cocky one with the funny accent.
There's several of them.
Yes, well, I don't remember. The one who, who am I kidding? Of course I remember. The one who has the thing with Burkane. He has the inn with Burkane.
Oh, Edgar.
Yeah. I never did pick him up on that dancing thing, but that's because the fucking universe exploded, right? So.
He offered to take you dancing.
Yeah, because he wanted something really stupid from me. He wanted me to get a meeting with Yancy the Nosferatu, which is like an impossible task. Impossible task. I haven't seen him in years. I haven't seen him since before you were in the city.
Especially with everything that's going on right now, I would not think any of your clan would be out of... It wasn't absolutely necessary.
Well, we can hide. It's pretty easy.
I will talk to Alexander about the bodies. Can I keep my bodies at least?
Of course you can keep your bodies. Adelaide, the first time I came into the haven when he had done his bullshit magic, whatever it is, I almost ate you. Okay?
You didn't. And
yes, but I don't like the way it feels, all right? And I ripped my jacket that night. I don't like that. My shit is expensive.
I'll talk to him about stopping the magic. Unfortunately, just so you're aware, it's stuck on the house right now. But I'll talk to him about not renewing it the next time it's due.
When I come back tomorrow night, and if it's on there, I will send mortals to do it during the day. You won't know where to go. I like you. I do. I told you you can call me Heidi. I only tell people who I like can call me Heidi. But I will not stand for it. I own this property. I will come and go when I want to. Fantish up.
How about we at least add you to the...
No. I don't like it, whatever it is. I don't like it.
I'll do what I can.
Good. Schön. Yeah, so your cousins are going to come by and they're going to try and force your sire to see the sheriff. Just wanted to give you the heads up. I did everything I could for 5 years.
Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate the heads up. If Adelaide's thinking about what Alexander did with Olivia, if he says he does not want to stop, do you have any other properties?
I have other properties for you. But I will burn him up. I love it. Blaming the Anarchs.
The Anarchs are a good excuse for many things.
Yes.
But not for burning me. I haven't done anything to you. I always pay on time.
You are right. But you share this haven. And if he can't follow my rules, and you won't leave him, that's not my problem.
I'll talk to him.
If you want to leave him, I have many places.
No.
Friedrichshain and Kreuzberg.
No, I don't want to leave him. It's just if we have to live separately.
You can stay with me in my haven in the cemetery in the mausoleum.
I appreciate the offer, Heidi. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let me tell you something. I was with my sire for 2 years during the, we call it the accounting. Then I made some really, really good friends. And I ate him. And then I was free. Just saying.
Fascinating story, Heidi.
I think so.
I don't want Bella to get cold.
Yeah, so I'll take her home. Oh, God, I had to go all the way to Steglitz, Zehlendorf, and then to go all the way back to Neukölln.
It'll be fine. It's a good walk. At least you get out of the house. So many people are complaining.
I drive. Not walking, not. Talk to your sire, Adelaide.
I will talk to Alexander.
And she walks over to where Bella would be, and she also vanishes. Under Cloak the Gathering.
Adelaide's gonna take a not breath.
Mm-hmm.
And head back inside. Baba? Adelaide asked if we could not perform that thing that you do to keep the haven safe because it does affect what she's doing with her property.
Are you speaking to him from your side, or are you actually entering his part of the haven?
I'm not entering his part of the haven while we're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm. So he says, "Daughter, do not shout at me from the opposite end."
Sorry, Baba. And she'll walk closer.
So as you walk further into the haven, the music gets louder. And he is singing along in off key. Not along correctly with the music. And he doesn't know German that super well. And you see as you enter, his part has no windows. It is very stuffy in here. There are many bodies in here. He practically sleeps on a pile of bodies. And you see a spark, a flame of green fire go up as you enter in. He says to you, "Daughter, find me an esophagus now."
Of course, Baba. So, Adelaide, and so she's gonna start digging through the bodies, and then pick up a head and rip into the throat. Get him the esophagus he wants.
Mm-hmm. He throws that in the fire, and the fire turns blue, cerulean, purple.
We're doing much better. We're safer than we have been in a long time. It's been 5 years of them worrying about the Inquisition and not us. We don't have to do the ceremony.
Why would they worry about us, daughter? All of them owe us so much. And they keep coming back. They need more bodies to get rid of. They need this, they need that. What would we possibly have to worry about? We don't need Adelaide. We want a new place to live. I get that from another.
I like this place though. I like not having to move. It's good here.
Well, sometimes we have to go, Adelaide. Or have you forgotten that sometimes things happen that the people who are not like us, the people who do not understand us, force us out? Or have you forgotten that?
I know, Baba. I know. But this is a good spot, and I want to stay. I want to stay here.
We are besieged, daughter. On all sides. First came Sahira. Now Kasim is here. Why should we... We are only here still because we have the protection of the Hecata. Why should I care what some Nosferatu wants from me? You explain it to me. Explain it to me.
It's a good deal and a good setup with what we have with her. We get information from her. It works out well in our favor. It's one thing that she's asking for us to stay in this place. And it shows good favor on our end that we're willing to talk with her about it. And we are gracious enough to allow her offer to be heard.
Get me a knuckle. I need a knuckle.
Break it off at the elbow and slowly peel away each of the knuckles and showing him each one. So he can pick which one he wants.
Thumb. Thumb.
Yes, Papa. So, we don't put the protection on the haven because it's already safe.
The protection is on for tonight. I can't make that stop.
Exactly, Baba. So tonight, and then we just don't do it tomorrow, and we get good favor with Adelaide.
Fine. If it will stop this ridiculous conversation. I'm busy, daughter. What I do protects us. And he throws the knuckle in there. Turns lilac, lavender.
I won't bother you again tonight, but you should know that the sheriff wants to see you.
The sheriff. What a joke, can you believe it? Great and mighty Kasim of the Ashira, now sheriff to the Camarilla. Oh, it makes me laugh, daughter. Oh, when I think of it, I laugh. He is the one who drove us out, you know. Him and his ilk. Their rules, their laws. That is why we had to flee Marrakesh. And now I'm supposed to go and... Please. Let him try. With this, he cannot find me. And he throws another knuckle into it. Smoke turns white. And everything that he threw in there evaporates. And just like that, Kasim and Sahira cannot see us. And you want me to stop what I'm doing. Shame on you, daughter. Shame.
I'm sorry, Papa.
Let them try.
They do owe a favor, apparently.
Who was a favor to who?
Adelaide's been helping push off several things for me, but I thought we'll have more company this evening. Edgar's going to come, which I don't...
You will not stop them from coming into the haven, Adelaide. Do you understand? You will not warn them, you will let them try. Do you understand?
I understand, Baba.
Good. Have some entertainment after a few years, yeah?
Yes, Papa.
Now, give me something still fresh.
Yes, I went to the cemetery earlier. And she's going to go grab the foot.
Certainly. Why not?
Yeah.
And as you grab a foot to give to your sire so he can have some om-noms, we are going to take our break. Very short break right here. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Berlin Bloodlines. This is our prologue or pre-session, number 4, Macabre. We just spent a little bit of time with each member of this, let's call them a coterie now, since we're almost a coterie. Getting to know how they've been spending their time in the last 5 years, and also how one has spent their time all the years. The last 5 being almost not an issue. And Edgar is fulfilling a favor owed to Sheriff Kasim, where he wants to speak with his brother, Alexander Nagaraja. He also requested the help of someone handy with ghosts. So Edgar, you have picked up Maria. Maria, you get in Edgar's car. Could you remind me again? It was the Aston Martin, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 2018 Aston Martin DBS Volante in silver.
And Maria looks delighted to be out of their haven.
In fact, the second she gets into the passenger seat, she's just going to reach over and give you a hug. Thank you for getting me out of there. You have no idea what it's been like. You have no idea.
You're right. I have no idea. It seems like you're keeping up well, though.
Trying to. You have no, like...
Are you hungry?
Mama... I'm famished. Oh, before I forget, she's gonna reach into her inner jacket pocket and pull out the playing card with the money attached to it that Catherine had handed to her. Here's the rent money, on time. It still has the card on it.
Maria, I don't need your money. I need blood.
Oh, I mean...
But this is, what's with the card?
Oh, yes. We had a funny little guest at the at Esoteric today. At least Catherine told me. I was down in the basement wallowing a little bit. She kind of 1,000-yard stares for a quick second before snapping out of it, and then just says, some guy in a white mask came to the shop and apparently wanted an angry ghost of some sort. So that was funny. I'm so sad I missed that because I always love the weird ones.
Edgar, let me be clear. Edgar has very pale skin as a kindred. Bone white knuckles around the steering wheel. When was this?
At this point, what, a couple hours ago, I think? Yeah. A few hours ago? Just before you called?
Ah! Fuck.
Hey, what's the matter?
I need to speak with him.
You know this one?
Yes. And he's notoriously difficult to get a hold of.
Who is he? I'm curious now.
You
Edgar?
remember when I spoke?
Do you still have Sense the Unseen activated?
I do.
Written on the card, as you remove the money from it, is a phrase. It says, "Ayo Junge, I like your car."
Edgar pulls over for a minute. Just repeatedly, full force, probably cutting his knuckles, just punching the fuck out of the steering wheel.
Whoa. What's going on with this? Do we need to kill someone?
Just vestigially actually breathing. No. Everything is fine. You won't be seeing him again.
When you try and think back of the face of the person who watched your car, you can't. You can't remember their face.
Motherfucker. Hawaiian violate.
Maria's just sitting in the passenger seat right now, just like, okay.
Fuck.
It seems like you have a history.
Sure. Thank you.
Of course.
I hate doing business in a good mood. He'll slip the card into his jacket. Just so you're aware, we're going to be seeing Kasim again tonight. I'm going to go get Adelaide and Alexander.
We're going to see Adelaide.
Yes, you're going to wait in the car.
Why? This is the first time getting out in 5 years. I'm not going to wait in the car.
Maria, have I ever asked you to do anything for any reason other than trying to protect you?
She actually sits there and thinks for a minute. Not that I can remember.
I don't know how this is going to go in here. So, and if I'm not out in a half hour, you can have the car. Go home.
How about you trust me?
I do. And that's why I need you to stay in the car, because there's something in here that needs to stay in here.
Fine. I'll stay in the car. I'll stay in the goddamn car.
Now, if you would like, I would be more than happy to be accompanied by Giancarlo. I'm not doing this to hide anything from you.
If you're willing to have Giancarlo with you, yeah.
Send him in with me. And I'll deal with this. But there is something in here that needs to stay in here.
You gonna tell me what it is so I know what to watch?
You'll know when you see it. If you see it.
She's gonna pull out the cigarette case and pop it open and attempt to bring about Giancarlo into the car with them. Did you hear all that?
Of course, Giancarlo eases in the back seat, even though he is a wraith, and he says, I hear everything, Lady Rossellini.
Good. You're going to follow Edgar when he goes in, and you're going to make sure he's safe. You're going to tell me everything that happens.
Great.
Good. Don't forget, if you fuck up, I'm going to smoke you.
Okay.
Edgar, with Sense the Unseen, will just look at Giancarlo in the back seat through the rearview mirror.
You look at him with Sense the Unseen. He's covered in black streaks. You don't have the acumen to know what that means.
What's going on with you, Pudneska? You alright there?
I'm great.
Alright.
Would there be something wrong? He's one of mine.
That's the part I worry about.
I think I've kept Maria great company in 5 years.
Debatable. She says that she just like pops the cigarette into her mouth, just playing with it a little bit.
Yeah. Edgar will finish the drive to Adelaide's place.
And Adelaide, as you hear a car approach on the street level, do you wait for them outside? Or do you wait for them to knock on your haven door?
When she hears the car stop, she'll start heading towards the door to open it before they can knock.
So as now Maria is staying behind, is that correct?
And yeah, Maria's going to be in the car playing with a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And
So all you see approaching. No, do you have Sense the Unseen, Adelaide?
Yes.
And then you can also see that Edgar arrives with a ghost walking with him. And Edgar, you see Adelaide standing at the door, as if she
Adelaide?
knew that you were coming.
Didn't catch you in the middle of anything, did I?
Where's Maria?
In the car if you'd like to speak with her.
Why would I want to speak with her?
Because she loves you. Is that not enough? Do you require more than love, Adelaide?
Who's your guest?
Giancarlo Putnesca.
I thought you didn't do.
Oh, he's not mine.
Mm.
You should speak with Mary. I'm here for Alexander.
He's busy.
Not too busy for me.
You're going to want to lose that attitude.
Lots of people tell me that. I'm not afraid of him. I'm not, just as I'm not afraid of you.
Why would you be afraid of me?
Everyone's afraid of the mighty Nagaraja, the eaters of flesh. You're fearsome. You have every right to be.
Did you come here to give me backhanded compliments, or did you have a purpose?
Oh, I thought that was a very front-handed compliment. I don't do anything without a purpose. You know me better than that. So in the gesture that you would not like the backhanded compliments, I would not like unnecessary questions.
I find it to be a necessary question.
It's a matter of perspective then. It's good to see you, cousin. And girl lean in and kiss Adelaide on both cheeks.
Adelaide, does he have to lean into the haven to kiss you? That I am leaving up to you.
Yes.
Edgar, as soon as you lean into the haven, I need you to make a fury frenzy check. That is going to be, once again, your unspent willpower and 2 dots for your humanity. I made a Harrow Haunt roll. You cannot willpower here or blood buff. You need at least 4 successes to not freak out.
That will be 7 successes with a crit.
All right. So as you lean in, you feel and you suddenly become very aware something is wrong with Adelaide's haven. Anger rises in you up your throat. If your neck could turn red, it would. Your brows furrow, and suddenly you want to tear, to bite, to kill. Feelings you are not used to. And you feel it rise within you. You can quell it, but it's going to remain here. And you get the feeling if you spend too much time in here, you're going to have to keep this in check as long as you're in here.
Why is this smell of wee in here?
Since he did in fact come into the haven, Adelaide didn't stop him.
Well,
She's
did you
going to
just
place
lean
the
in
hand-
to kiss? But you're not actually in the haven, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So
Okay.
he's still outside of it.
She's going to put a hand on his chest and push him back.
I don't want to have to drop names. Ask him to come out here, please.
One moment. And she'll go inside.
Mm-hmm.
Alexander, Edgar's here, but he has a wraith with him.
You already know Alexander has long shadow stepped out of the haven.
He's not here.
That's not acceptable.
It is the current circumstances you find yourself in. What do you want, Edgar?
Where do you know where he went?
What
Do you know where he
you
went?
want?
You've been summoned. Or rather, Alexander has been summoned. And since you knew I was coming, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you know why.
I heard you owed someone a favor.
I do. And I pay my debts. A Dunsarn always pays their debts.
What exactly did the sheriff want?
I'm not to discuss it with you. I'm to discuss it with Alexander.
Are you discussing it with me?
Giancarlo, who had entered the haven invisibly, or of course you saw him enter, but there was nothing you could do to stop him, comes back and whispers in your ear, Edgar. Nagaraja do weird shit, huh? There's a lot of weird shit in there.
Edgar, brush him off.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where he would go?
What do you want, Edgar?
To pay my fucking debt.
So Sheriff Kasim just wants a meeting?
He wants to speak with Alexander. Tonight. Not negotiable.
For you. For me, it's negotiable.
Adelaide, let me be very clear. I've always cared for you. Anyone who stands between me and paying my debt dies tonight. So, it's not negotiable.
You show up to my haven and act the way you're acting. See, I could help you. You just have to ask nicely. And what are you willing to offer in exchange for making sure this goes away? Because I can make it go away, Edgar.
Tell me what you want. Oh, I know what you want.
Do you?
I've got a good idea. How is Bella? She doing alright?
You just missed her.
Shame.
What do you think I want, Edgar? Because I know you don't know me well enough to know what I want. Or we wouldn't be having this conversation.
If you didn't want her, why would you be playing her strings? Why would you be feeding her?
You think I'm playing with her?
Didn't say that. I think you have a play with her. I just don't know what the play is.
I want you to owe me a boon.
Of course you do. You love collecting your strings. Another bit of thread to sew the corpse of having a social life together. You can come whenever you like. You know where I live.
So not to interrupt the scene, Sense the Unseen, Maria, does not allow you to hear or does not improve your heightened senses.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
What are you trying to do with Sense the Unseen?
I'm trying... Well, Edgar mentioned that there is something in the car that I need to be keeping an eye out for, and also just like scouting the area, making sure nothing is like coming up on Edgar.
Yep. You don't see anything besides Giancarlo sort of hovering around Edgar. Edgar, what was it in the car that you wanted to keep private from?
A
Or
lie.
keep secret?
There's nothing in the car.
Okay. All right. So you don't see anything in the car either with Sense the Unseen.
She's starting to root through the fucking
For the
glove compartment and
Nagaraja?
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
There is a gun in the glove compartment.
She's fucking taking that shit.
What? And hey, it belongs to Edgar, so
You get a 1 dice bonus with it. Look. I'm not opposed to owing you an open ticket. But there is we need to discuss the approximate value of that open ticket.
we can do that in the car. One moment. And she's gonna go inside. She's gonna grab her go bag. Ted has been hanging like on her shoulder, under her hair.
You can take us to where Alexander went.
No, we're going to go meet the sheriff.
That's Adelaide. That's not going to work.
We're going to go meet the sheriff, Edgar. Isn't that how those Camarilla things work anyway? Childer can speak for her sire or vice versa.
No.
I'm here. You owe me a favor. Let's go.
I'll owe you a favor when I get a sit down with Alexander. Final offer.
If I don't go, what do you think is going to happen to you?
I'll show up empty-handed and I'll deal with the consequences. I'm a realist. That is my offer. You get me a sit down with Alexander Nagaraja, and I'll owe you a favor. I'll owe you a boon.
Maria's getting impatient at this point. You hear the door open and close, and now she's just sitting like back against the fucking car, the cigarette in her mouth and a lighter in the other hand.
Giancarlo Puttanesca would have come back over to you hearing you get out of the car and be like, a lot of weird shit in there. There's like a lot of weird shit in there. Like, doesn't look right. Like, it doesn't look like our shit. It looks like different shit.
Anything
Weird
good?
shit in there. Body parts. A lot of body parts.
What are they fucking talking about over there?
I don't know. There's like some weird sexual tension between them. I wasn't really listening.
That's what was most important. God, Giancarlo, you had one fucking job.
There's a lot of weird shit in there. It's really weird. I want to know what it is.
Job. I didn't tell you to spy on them
There's
on the
a
inside.
foot.
I told you to tell me what they're talking about.
There's just a foot half eaten just sitting there.
A foot?
Isn't that weird?
A fucking foot?
That's so weird, right? Yeah, and he's got like all this like old looking like I don't know, Egyptian shit, throwing shit in there, like herbs and blood and body parts. It's
Anything weird feeling for you happen?
No.
Other than fucking with you?
No. It's just super weird. And they're like having some sort of like social argument.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maria's just gonna lean back and just.
How far away is the car?
It's within eye line.
Okay.
Giancarlo goes, honk the horn. Do it. Honk the horn.
She's gonna reach in.
And you hear the horn honk.
Final offer, Adelaide. Looks like the clock's about out.
You owe me a boon.
When I get that sit down with Alexander, I will owe you a boon.
Good.
Edgar will turn and walk to the car.
Maria is looking very angry at you.
Is everything all right?
Something
Yeah.
important to watch in the car, right? Can't leave the car alone, right?
The
fuck was that about?
You didn't. Oh, good. You haven't found it yet. That means I hit it well.
Fuck off.
Your wraith is rather rude.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, you came too. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if Edgar or if it was just Edgar you followed. The moment that you speak up, probably from just behind Edgar, then
Yeah.
she's gonna
Mhm.
the expression on her face is gonna change, and it's gonna go from angry to just like, Adelaide, it's been so long. It's so good to see you. And she's gonna attempt to come up and hug you.
You ever hugged a corpse?
Maria, probably.
Yeah.
I'd say all of you at
Just-
least once. Maybe Edgar once, the rest of you quite a few times.
She's got to try it once, right?
Just gonna try it once, and so Adelaide will kind of nod to Maria. It's good to see you, Maria.
It's good to
At
see
my
you too.
house. Unexpectedly.
To be fair, I got dragged along, but after 5 years of being stuck at home, I'm happy to get out.
Cassima
Is there-
asked for a ghost expert. That's why you're here, Maria.
So he's having problems with something.
We'll see.
Fascinating.
Let's go.
I guess we will. I've missed your wonderful toys.
Do you want to see my latest one?
Of course.
And she's going to pull the severed hand off of her shoulder and hold Ted out.
Oh my god. Maria's gonna like hold her hand up like it's gonna be a high five. Can high five me?
Why would you?
It's a hand.
Maria's always been exuberant, so I'm just gonna let it happen.
And Ted sort of goes upright on their
Mhm.
stump and
You can't really make the. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, gotcha.
then Ted crawls back up Adelaide's arm onto the top
So
of her
creepy.
head.
I love it.
And she's going to get in the back seat,
Mhm.
sit in like the center, and just wait.
Maria is going to pop in a passenger seat again. Oh, by the way, before we go, Giancarlo, back in a box.
Fine.
Just gonna put the cigarette back.
I tell you, a lot of weird shit in there.
We can talk about it later.
You should learn to keep your mouth shut. It's probably why you died.
I like her.
Yeah,
How come it took so long to get her around, huh?
Edgar will reach over to the stereo, turn up the volume.
what I say, Giancarlo, and she's gonna flick the lighter on.
Yeah.
As we
I do-
drive, we're driving to the iconic sounds of "Here Comes the Rain Again" by the Eurythmics.
Sure. Very Berlin vibes, that video. And you're driving
Maria
to...
will apologize.
Yep, good.
I was gonna say, no, Maria will apologize for Giancarlo's behavior. She's gonna be sorry. He doesn't listen. He was just supposed to stay near Edgar. He wasn't supposed to go inside.
Why don't you eat him?
Because he knows a few things. And I need him a little bit longer. Plus, it's fun just tormenting him.
I can respect that.
He's a Putinesca. It's okay.
They're rude. They were the ones guarding the house when I showed up. So this issue that Kasim's having, Edgar, if the radio volume's up, Adelaide's gonna get right next to his face.
I don't know enough to give you any information.
Maria, do you know any issues that have been going on with wraiths in the city?
That's a good question. Storyteller,
No.
do I?
If anything, Maria, the shroud has thickened around Berlin. There's been less souls fleeing into Berlin than normal, likely because Kindred are being very careful with feeding and things of that nature. And if anything, there's been less wraith activity than ever.
Maria's just gonna shake her head and shrug her shoulders. She's gonna be like, "No, nothing."
And I need another wits and I need another intelligence and occult roll from Edgar if Maria does confirm it that the shroud is not thinning.
Oh yeah, Maria's just gonna be like, "Yeah, it's God damn. These past 5 years, it's been a nightmare. I need more fetters. I need more. I'm gonna run out. Like if
You have
especially
run. You
with
have run out.
100%. Oh,
Nope, you don't know. Nope, nothing scratches that brain. Just the sweet tunes of your rhythmics.
I have nothing left. If I don't have any fetters, I can't sell any fetters. I can't sell anything. I can't sell anything. I can't do business.
Yes. We're all having difficulties.
I'm not.
Neither is Edgar. And in fact, all of you would have heard that Edgar's business is better than ever. It's doing even better than Olivia's businesses. You would have heard that through the grapevine. So you drive to Neukölln, which is just below Friedrichshain. It is still Camarilla territory, but barely at this point. And as you drive by, you see some strange things that you are not used to seeing here in Germany or in Berlin. You pass by a car on fire, and you see what you assume are Kindred on top of it. They are fighting in the street. It is vicious and fast and does not look like humans fighting.
Fools.
Maria's just up against the window like,
Don't put your hands on the windows, please.
sorry.
And as you
Well, you
pass
have-
by the scene, you do see someone with a spiked baseball bat smash the head of another person, denting it, almost completely taking it off, as you speed up a little bit to get away from the scene.
Out of curiosity, how long could I keep up Sense the Unseen?
Indefinitely.
And yeah, Maria still has Sense the Unseen up this entire time.
Wouldn't show you anything here.
Adelaide's gonna use her Oblivion sight.
Oblivion sight will allow you to see ghosts or see in the dark.
That's what she's worried about, is if anybody is going to be making more ghosts in the near vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why I had Sense the Unseen up too.
Well, Maria certainly would know that Kindred don't often make ghosts. They can, but it's not often. And these are for sure Kindred fighting, because once the person almost gets their head removed from a baseball bat, well, they're not down for the count by any means.
Mm-hmm.
They take the person with the bat and throw them onto the pyre of what was once a car.
Edgar just shaking his head as they drive.
Mm-hmm. And eventually you come to the address that the blood rat told you here in Neukölln. It is a Döner kebab shop.
Of course. Girl, get out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Maria will get out of the car and then open the door for Adelaide.
Thank you, Maria.
Of course.
Has it
We
been
can
a
actually hang
while?
out more.
If you say so.
Yes.
I mean, the dinners will resume once the Inquisition threat is better. Are we in the right place?
Are
Trust-
we?
Trust in the process.
Is there a process or a plan? Because end goals and plans are not the same thing, Edgar.
It's not for me to decide.
You should change that for yourself.
How about you worry about Alexander and I'll worry about me?
I don't worry about him.
You should start. And Edgar will walk into the kebab shop.
As you walk towards the kebab shop, Maria and Edgar, you recognize two people, Niklaus and Bonnie. They were there the night at the warehouse. They both give you a nod. Don't stop
Good to
you
see
from
you
entering.
again.
Hello. Rough night, it seems.
Every night on these streets. Kasim is waiting for you upstairs.
Of course.
You are missing someone.
I'm here on behalf of Alexander Nogaraja.
Okay.
We don't answer to them.
I'm
It's still
letting them
polite.
know ahead of time.
Edgar will make his way in and up the stairs.
The kebab shop has one single person behind the keka, as we would call it, slicing meat on a big spit. They don't acknowledge you or pay any attention to you. It's almost like they can't. All they can do is slice this meat, and you notice that there is a huge pile of meat that is going to go to waste.
Is there a little jar on the counter?
Some trinkgeld. Yeah.
He'll put a 10 euro note in it.
Fortunately, the man doesn't acknowledge it, but maybe he will.
Head up the stairs.
So you head up the stairs. All three of you see a familiar face waiting outside of a door. It is Adelaide. Well, it certainly took you a while to get here. Hello, Susa. She looks at you, Edgar.
It's been a while, my darling. Still haven't hit me up for that night at Bergame yet. Sad. I'm starting to think you don't like me.
You would know if I didn't like you. But, it's been a little busy.
I'm sure it has.
Seems that way. It's chaos.
When she comes over to you, Adelaide, and kisses you on the cheek.
Adelaide will kiss her on the cheek. I'm glad you made it here all right.
Yes, I may have to add my gas money into your rent.
That would be understandable, especially what we saw on the way here.
Yeah. Anyway, Kasim is waiting. Sheriff Kasim.
Thank you, Heidi.
Edgar will knock on the door. Heidi.
The people I really like get to call me Heidi. Maybe you show me what you can do in Berghain, and you can call me Heidi too.
You invited her to Berghain.
Well, she told me I'm taking her. I always invite you to go with me every time I go, Maria.
It's been 5 years. I want to go.
You can
girl
you can
knocked on
have
the
this
door.
conversation after you speak to the sheriff.
Yes. Yes. of
We
course,
are on
of course.
business, Maria. I
Yes.
understand the last 5 years have been hard for you, but we are representing the family in this
But
matter.
what did you say your name was? Maria?
Maria.
If
Yes.
you'd
Maria
like
Rossini.
to learn some gifts of how to keep yourself from prying eyes, we could make an arrangement.
Ooh, that sounds exceptionally.
You own
Wonderful.
Esoteric in Kreutzberg, oder?
I do.
I'll come visit you one night.
I look forward to it. I always
Sure.
love company.
Sure.
Edgar will knock on the door.
Still trying so desperately to remain in business mode. You knock, and Adelaide looks at you, Adelaide, and rolls her eyes, and she opens the door. Please go in.
Edgar will do so.
With slight hesitation, Adelaide goes in,
Maria will follow behind.
head held high. We're
And-
doing this.
Adelheid closes the door behind you. In here is very, what we might call Spartan, very minimalistic. There is a desk and a bed and a bookshelf and a chair. No paintings on the wall, nothing, no knickknacks or anything of that nature. Very, very minimalist. And you see Kasim, he has his back to the door. He's looking out of his window onto the streets where you can see the car on fire from here. He's wearing a blue suit that is not fancy, not expensive, but is tailored appropriately. And he turns around and he opens his mouth to say hello or to welcome you. And as soon as he sees Adelaide, he stops dead in his tracks. His mind goes completely blank.
Salam alaikum, Kasim.
He holds his hand up, walks right over to Adelaide. He says, Adelaide, this is not a construct of Alexander. You are here. You are.
I am Adelaide Nagaraja. I am here on behalf of Alexander Nagaraja. Hello, Kasim.
Alexander told me that you died.
She dead?
No.
What?
Final
What are you
death.
talking about?
I smuggled him out of Marrakesh because he told me that the Bali ripped you apart. He told me that our family had fallen in lot with the Bali, and he wanted passage out of Marrakesh.
The family,
You see him, and Edgar and Maria, you see it now as well. Kasim looks so incredibly similar to Alexander. Just slightly darker features, that's it. But he lied, didn't he?
Family does like doing that, don't they?
I'm sure he had his reasons, seeing as how our time in Marrakesh came to an end.
He lied to you too, Adelaide. Did he not? Why did... I did not... No, this cannot be. Where is Alexander? Where is he, Edgar?
He's gone for the evening, Kasim. No, you are the reason we're here in Bloodlines. You chased us out of the city. I came here in good faith to see if something could be done, so you stopped chasing us.
He knew that I would take one of them here, whether it was him or her, and it seems like he's willing to sacrifice her to escape your gaze. I'm sorry. Any congruent penalties for not bringing Alexander here are mine to bear and mine alone.
Edgar, you have brought me the greatest gift, and joy, and pleasure. I could not put it into proper words in your tongue. Adelaide is alive. My brother lied to me, and in my foolishness, to want so desperately to be connected to him again, I believed him.
Your brother.
Alexander is my brother. We are family. I know you are not by blood, and I watched you for so many years with him. So proud of all you accomplished together. For killing you, I unleashed the Ashira upon the Nagaraja in Marrakesh, and left not one on this side of the final death.
I see.
Well, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, is it not?
That is what they say. But none of us are immune to being blinded by love.
I hear that.
You said you needed a Wraith expert, Kasim. I brought you one.
Hi.
Yes. Please, come with me. He gestures for Adelaide to go first.
She kind of almost shocked, then leaves to where he points.
He opens the door for you, and then encourages all the rest of you to enter.
Maria will go.
This looks like a small, what would be a bedroom, but it is an absolute shambles. Everything has been knocked over that was in here. Pictures on the wall, so it looks like that this room is maybe just a room that Kassim does not use, or maybe he just has not had time to decorate it yet. This might have been where his living space was. You see a lot of precious items, a lot of ritualistic items in here for his blood sorcery, and it is in shambles. And Edgar and Maria, with Sense the Unseen activated, you can see that there is a ghost here that is causing absolute havoc. And Adelaide, you have it as well? Sense the Unseen?
Yeah, Oblivion Sight.
Oblivion Sight, right.
Yeah, she has Sense the and Oblivion Sight.
A ghost that is almost entirely covered in black tendrils, within and without, is causing absolute mayhem in this room.
Do I know what that means?
Intelligence and occult.
Yeah.
Adelaide as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Edgar tried. Edgar doesn't know.
Edgar's just gonna pull out a cigarette and light up.
Mood.
Okay, that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I do have a speciality with spirits and wraiths.
You may add an extra dice for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
4 successes.
Vanilla Storyteller. 1, 2, 3 successes. One of the successes was on a blood dice.
That's fine. It's not a critical on a blood on black and a red.
Nope.
So, Adelaide. So, Maria, you're a little bit distracted, simply because you see a fetter in this room. It's the very first thing you see.
Shit.
Yep, you see a fetter laying on top of a book at the bottom of a pile of things. You see it is a pen. Kugelschreiber, so you would say, but not a regular pen, not like a shit pen like one of these, but like one that you would actually have to go to a very famous place here in Germany called Papierfischer, and it is nice, professional pens, real ink pens that you can refill and things like that.
You see Maria just immediately fucking beeline for it.
Well, if you're going to do that, then I need a Dex Athletics roll. For you, Adelaide, however...
Adelaide is going to grab at Maria and she tries to go into the room.
Are you going to stop me? Okay.
Oh, well, okay. If we're going to do a contested stop, we'll deal with that in just 1 second. Adelaide, you would know that these black streaks, especially since you are keen to Shadow Oblivion, you would know these black streaks mean that this ghost is falling to the entropic force known as Oblivion. This enigmatic, unknown, esoteric force that powers the Shadowlands. You know that this wraith is falling to it.
This is not good, because Maria.
Okay. So let's make strength and athletics for Adelaide, Dex Athletics for Maria.
Dex.
So good at athletics.
So good, so super good.
I don't need.
Huddy said it's a high political game, and like we don't need those, so I didn't put any in.
So, yeah, about that, yeah, I don't have anything in athletics.
That's fine.
So it's
then
just
it's just
dice,
then it's just a straight Dex roll. Mm-hmm.
I got two.
2? Mm-hmm.
2.
So
Five.
because I was only able to roll 2 dice, and I am at 2 hunger, it was only 2
hunger dice.
dice.
Yes,
I got
ma'am.
a fanged skull.
You got a what?
A fanged skull on.
Oh my god, you got a bestial failure.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. With a bestial failure, it's an absolute fail. So Adelaide grabs you and stops you from going into the room, and you are going to be very angry at this. It's been so long, Maria, since you've had a fetter. It's been so long since you've done anything, and there's one right there. and someone is stopping you from doing it. So with that bestial failure, you're going, as she pulls you back and you pull back into her, you're going to, you're not going to mean to, you're going to elbow her right in the face.
Hey, what?
Yeah.
What?
You are going to take no damage from it, however.
We need to be smart about this, Maria.
Edgar's staring daggers into Kasim, trying to get a read on him.
Sure. Wits and insight. I will allow truths here as well.
I'm so sorry, Adelaide.
Someone needed to hit Adelaide in the face.
Absolutely not. Outrageously, you would even suggest such a thing.
How long does that hold on to me for? Is it just for that
No,
split
just
second?
for that split second. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then she's
You can
gonna have that
immediately
little
feel bad about it.
Yeah, it goes from like that angry snarl look on her face to like, oh my god, Adelaide, I'm so
Basically,
sorry. I'm so sorry.
criticals and bestials are. It's just your beast takes hold of the wheel, either for an extended period if you fall into your compulsion, or just temporarily.
I would also like to be known that was my very first bestial failure. In
Yeah.
any
Get ready for a
game that
Huddy
I've
game where
played.
everyone rolls bestial failures all the fucking time. Apparently.
True.
7 with a crit.
One, Kasim is almost, even with all of this chaos going on, can't take their eyes off of Adelaide. You get the sincere impression, and you've known Kasim. You only met them once, but you did have an extended conversation with them. You get the severe impression that Kasim has not told a single lie as long as you have known him, including tonight. 2, he has no idea what's going on. Not a clue. This is not his specialty. He doesn't know what's happening or why it's happening. No idea.
But he knew it was a wraith.
He knew it was a ghost, but that's as basic as it gets.
Okay.
He does have sense the unseen. Bono has housewife.
Maria,
Yeah, she's probably snapping herself out of it at that moment too, after apologizing to Adelaide, and she's gonna look.
All right, I'm fine. It just
Okay.
Edgar will
Don't
take the
touch anything.
cigarette out of his mouth and tuck it between Maria's lips. What do you need to stop this?
1 second. Is it lit, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah, Edgar was just smoking it. It's about half
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah, she'll take a drag and then hand it back to Edgar, and then look towards the wraith itself, and I guess attempt to study it further, if possible. And while she's looking at it, she's going to ask, "So then, what are you? Who are you?"
So you've already studied it. You rolled me your intelligence and call roll. You
Okay.
want to compel the wraith. Is that correct? To talk to you, because it's not going to do anything that you tell it to until you compel it to do something.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Mhm.
I have that ability written down. Is it
It should
compel
be.
spirit?
It should be either intelligence and resolve and oblivion, or intelligence.
So
Compel
that was the
spirit,
only
resolve and oblivion with a Ross check.
that fetter was the only fetter that I noticed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if like giving another quick glance around the room, there's no other fetters.
Not that you can see.
Okay. Because it does require the wraith's fetter, so I'm assuming that pen must be it.
Must be.
But
it's within
so-
it's within your eye line. I'm not going to require that you have it physically in your hand.
Okay.
And I just need much willpower would Bastion have? I didn't make Bastion a sheet because I'm lazy. I'll say 4.
So you'll see Maria pull out her ritual dagger, and then drag the blade along the palm of her hand, spilling some of her vitae. And
You can
yeah,
absolutely
she's gonna,
throw it on that fetter. No issue.
Yeah, she's gonna.
I need at
and,
least 3 successes.
Oblivion ceremony plus
It's resolve plus oblivion.
resolve plus oblivion.
And you need to make a rouse check.
Just as a quick point of order, Adelaide is looking into the room as well. Maria's busy. Kasim is staring daggers into Adelaide.
Daggers? No. Daggers is not how I would classify it.
I failed that rouse check, by the way.
So you're now at 3 hunger. And now it's time to hear your mother's voice. You've been out of practice too long. You don't know what you're doing. You need to come home and take care of me, and I'll teach you everything you should know. You were meant for this, baby.
5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years. 5 years. Get out of my head right now. I need to focus. I need to focus, and we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. She's saying this out loud, by the way. Now, because I failed that, that would be 3 hunger dice now, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Sure.
What were you going to say, Edgar? Sorry.
Edgar's gonna pull a little plastic bag out of his pocket, not having put that cigarette back in his mouth since it's been in Maria's mouth.
Oh.
He'll put it out, put it in the plastic bag, roll it up, put it back in his pocket.
Alrighty. Sure, for no reason.
Oh, that was Resolve in Oblivion?
Yes. Almost all ceremonies are Resolve in Oblivion.
I thought it was stamina. I thought it was
wits, but that's because our intelligence. That's because I'm thinking of blood.
Okay, so
shit.
2 normal successes on the black dice, plus 1 crit on the black dice, 1 crit on the red dice, and another skull on the red dice. Okay, well that's 6 successes, which is fantastic. But you have rolled a messy critical. So, with your messy critical, for the second time in the only 2 sessions we've been in together, you're going to fall under your clan compulsion of morbidity. And until you see something die or until you see something come to life, so whether that's the ending of this wraith or seeing something come to life, could be anything. You could, knock out, you could, you could choke out a mortal and then bring him back to life. Whatever it is that you decide that you want, that classifies that for you. Or you could ask Adelaide to bring something to life. A hand or whatever, a foot. Quick, destroy that hand and bring it back to life again.
That's going to be until you see something die or come back to life, you're going to be at a 2 dice penalty to anything. Then that doesn't involve that, which is why I'm glad combat is coming up soon. Anyway,
does Ted dying count as seeing something die?
Yes, but you wouldn't know she's under her clan compulsion.
I know. I'm just
but yes, it would. So
we have the ability to kill so many Teds.
So you perform your ritual and throw your blood, and you're throwing blood. Adelaide and Edgar, rouse check, please. I need to make one for Kasim.
Here we go. All right.
Success for Kasim. Doesn't bother him.
Fuck me.
I'm hungry.
Success for Edgar.
Mm-hmm. Failure for Adelaide. Yep.
Hold with 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, can't get a vessel in a row, so it's fine.
It's good.
Yep, but you get a little hungry when you see her throw her blood. Smells good. No voice yet, though. And you may compel the spirit. The spirit is still crashing around, knocking over things. But you may compel it to do what you want it to do.
She's just going to hold her hand forward and she's going to say, just stop it. Stop.
All right, stops.
Face me.
He does?
Now tell me, who the fuck are you?
I'm Bastian. And Kasim, Edgar, you rolled 7 successes. Looking at Kasim's face drops entirely.
Kasim, who is that?
My ghoul. Ask, please, who killed my ghoul?
Maria is going to study Kasim for a second before looking back to the wraith and say, who killed you?
Vampires.
More specific.
I cannot answer that question. You know that compelling a wraith to answer something they do not know, they cannot.
Okay, so it's definitely a they don't know, not they.
He's not going to be able to lie to you. No, this isn't a Giancarlo Puttanesca situation. He's not. You haven't bound him to his feather. You haven't put him under your total control like you did with Giancarlo.
He's telling the truth.
When?
He doesn't know.
When's the last time you saw him, Kasim?
Last night.
Where were you when you died?
Friedrichshain. You would all know that's Anarch turf.
Like the ones outside.
Edgar will describe Hamish Milliner. Ask if that looks familiar.
Did that description... You said the name was Bastian?
Bastian.
Did that description, Bastian, ring any bells?
I was blindfolded.
Edgar will turn to Kasim. Justice?
Kasim looks at you, Maria. Ask how he knew they were kindred. Ask how he knew.
How
If
did
he
you
was
know they were
blindfolded.
kindred?
Bastian says, they were speaking about Anarchs and Hecata.
As if they were
Neither.
Anarch. Or Hecata, or...
They were speaking about a deal. Anarchs and Hecata.
Why did you ask about what you asked about, Edgar?
Leaving that on a side table, still looking at Kasim. Justice is not always vengeance, but I think the two may align here. Would you tend to agree?
Why would they do this, though? Why kill my ghoul?
To provoke you, I would assume.
With that in mind, Bastian, what did they use to kill you? Do you know?
I don't know. I was blindfolded. Sharp pain in my throat.
Painful bite.
They said a distraction. They called me a distraction.
They want you to get angry over this.
You said we could see the kindred who were fighting from the window. Are they more than 100 yards away?
No.
Adelaide's gonna use Shadow Servant to see what they're talking about.
Excellent. Make me that roll, please. So Adelaide walks away from the room, heads over to the window in the more minimalist room.
I'm at 3 hunger.
Mm-hmm. And now it's time for you to hear the voice of your sire. Get out of here, daughter. You know he's lying. You know he's lying. Drink him dry. Take his blood. Run!
You're trying to take something that's mine. I'm taking something from myself for once. And Adelaide's shadow separates from herself as it goes out the window.
Mm-hmm. Pop open the window for it. As you skate down, you're barely at the distance. You're gonna have to sort of really concentrate on how many successes did you roll? Or is it just a rouse check?
It's just a rouse check,
Okay.
and then it has to come back to me.
Right.
And then I have to roll if there's bright lights, but you said it was just a street?
There's fire, but I'm not going to require a roll for it.
Okay.
So as you listen, or as your servant listens, yes.
I would also like to remind I have starving decay.
Ah, that's right. You are correct.
I'm
Yeah.
at 300.
So yeah. So Maria is Edgar. You would see that Maria is looking very corpse-like and shriveled. She is. You've seen this before in your kind. You know that she is hungry, very hungry.
Edgar will just look to Kasim. I assume that whatever's happening with the kebab man, that's on you.
Yes.
Would you be put out if he were to be fed upon?
I would. However, I do have beverages here.
Maria, you need to eat, darling.
I'm in the middle, and then she's gonna look at herself, probably at her hand, and see that it start to shriveling. Oh, yes. Let's get some food.
I
Let's get some
will.
food.
I will call Adelaide to get it for you. He walks
Thank you.
out of the room, and your servant, returns Adelaide, and it repeats back what it heard. The sheriff is busy. He won't know what's happening till it's too late.
Why do they always do this? And Adelaide's gonna go find Kasim.
So you go find Kasim, who is heading to the door to buzz Adelaide. Adelaide busts into the room. Literally, she pushes her whole weight against the door and falls into it. You see that her arm has been almost completely dislocated. She has severe wounds on her neck. And she says, Niklaus and Bonnie, they've turned on us.
Edgar will pull the pistol out of his jacket. It's so hard to find good help these days.
Kasim picks Adelaide up, and he says, Go, I'll be there in a moment. Literally.
They are trying to distract you from something.
From what?
They already did.
I don't know more than that. I go distracted and you won't know till it's too late, Kasim.
They're surrounded. We are surrounded, and I would assume that the building's going to go up in just a moment.
We
Yes.
need to go then.
Go. There is a private elevator down the alleyway.
Kasim,
Can you carry Adelaide?
Aye.
Would, what is it? Panacea help
No.
her?
Valerian
No?
would.
Okay. Damn it. Okay.
I think that only works on. Let me check. I have invigorating vitae. I think that only works on.
That works on mortals.
Yeah.
Not gonna help Adelaide. Who wants to take her?
Kasim,
Adelaide. Adelaide will take her.
All right. He'll hand it.
Kasim,
Mr. Wade.
you owe me a favor for this.
For protecting Adelaide. As you wish.
Let's go. Edgar will start down the stairs with his handgun in hand.
Out of curiosity, since compel spirit is still working,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Is it possible? Do I know if it's possible to use compel spirit to have basically the wraith guard our exit, pretty much?
Guard your exit. What do you mean exactly
Like-
by that?
Like while we're leaving, while we're trying to get out of here, because we're trying to escape,
Mhm.
correct?
Correct.
While we're trying to escape, make sure nobody follows us
Sure.
or attempts to.
Sure.
So she's gonna look to Bastien and she's gonna say, Kasim was your master. You were bonded to them. Protect us as we flee.
And he'll stand outside the elevator as you enter it.
She will, however, if I take the fetter with me, does that disrupt that? at all?
No. Mm-mm. Not at all.
She will grab the fetter and make
Mhm.
sure it's with her.
So, the three of you descend down this very narrow elevator. You're all sort of smushed against each other. For blood flowing, or not flowing, but open from Adelaide. Everyone a rouse check again, please.
Please, please, no, please, no, please, no.
Success.
Success. Yeah,
I fucking
success.
hate it here. Failure.
Now you're at 4
Don't
hunger.
eat my landlord.
You gotta do it, baby. You gotta just eat her. You gotta just do it, okay? We need it. We're really hungry, and it's just gonna get worse. You gotta eat her.
Shut up! 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 Get out of my head! Get out of my. Please tell me someone has blood for me. Please tell me someone has blood. This is not good.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's some, but I don't think you're gonna like the taste.
I was
What do you mean?
expecting you to eat Bastion.
You were expecting me to get Bastion? I think protecting the escape was probably better, and I don't think Kasim would have enjoyed that.
Oh, my God,
Actually.
I'm honest.
Edgar will turn to Maria. You know I do not feed anyone, but I can't have you acting wild. It's your choice.
Given the situation, I think it's dire. And regardless of anything, I do trust you.
You should.
Rachel, I do need to remind you that you have 2 masters.
I know.
All right.
Edgar will bite into his wrist.
Mhm.
Hold it out.
Maria's gonna take the offered risk, and she's
How
gonna
many
start
are
drinking.
you taking?
As many as Edgar is willing to give.
That is up to Edgar.
Edgar is willing to roll 2 rouse checks.
Roll them.
Success.
Just gonna add some notes to my profiles on my family.
And yeah, no, that's 2 successes.
All right. So you don't get any hungrier from that. Would you like to risk one more to bring her down to 1?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing so good. Why? My dice are gonna shit out in combat, and I know it. Yeah, no, Edgar does not get any hungrier.
Mm-hmm. Success. So you may move your hunger to 1. Your starving decay evaporates. And Maria, you now feel a very loving, devoted feeling towards Edgar. And you know exactly what this feeling is. This is not surprise to you. It is surprise that you can feel it for more than one person. You still feel it for Minerva, but now you also feel it for Edgar. And you know that should you continue feeding off of Edgar the next few months, you will be fully bonded to him. But for right now, it's just a 1-point bond.
Yeah, she's
Wow.
keeping that to her fucking self right now.
While this is
Edgar,
happening,
you would absolutely clock it. You've been a ghoul. You know a lot about ghouls. You'd absolutely clock it.
Got it.
Yeah, there's probably like a flash in her eyes
Oh, yeah.
as she looks
For
at you.
sure.
She's just
Keep moving.
Mhm.
We don't have time to dawdle.
Not so much for Adelaide, because Adelaide does not have that, is not bonded.
Adelaide doesn't know what it's
What?
like to be a ghoul. Anyway,
What's that like?
let's not get into that. It's
Fucking
fine. It's
into
fine.
it.
The whole time though, she's talking to me like, Heidi, so what happened? And she's trying to like keep Heidi's attention on her because no one needs to know what happens in our family business.
Is it Niklaus, Bonnie? They turned on me. They attacked me. They called me down there and said that there was a problem, and they attacked me. I should have known. Fucking Bruja, fucking gangrel. Can't be trusted.
They've all gone anarch from what I've seen. I'm just glad you made it out, Heidi. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get out and we're going to make sure those...
I'll still burn your haven down if that shit is on there tomorrow. I swear to
No,
God.
I did talk to him. He said he'd stop. He can't take it off for tonight, but it'll be gone for the rest of our time staying there.
And she's going to...
And I'd like to take you up on that secondary haven.
Yeah. You get me out
We'll
of
talk
here
about
and
that
you
later.
got it.
We'll
She's
talk about
going
this
to
later. We'll talk
heal
about this
her
later.
arm.
Let's go.
She's going to heal her arm so that it's no longer dangling around and open wounded. And as you get out of the elevator exits out into an alley. You are greeted with exactly the people that Adelaide was talking about. Niklaus with his red eyes and Bonnie with her leather jacket are both staring you down. Bonnie has a bat wrapped in chains, and Niklaus brandishing feral weapons. What? No greeting this time?
I've wanted to fucking ice you since the moment I fucking met you.
I'm gonna throw Ted at the one with the bat.
Yeah, Edgar's pulling the trigger. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, here's
So-
how we're gonna do this. Bruja, with celerity, rapid reflexes, is absolutely going to go first with that bat. Closest person to the elevator is going to be Edgar. And they're doing dex and melee. You are brandishing your weapon, or are you going to try and defend?
Edgar has fortitude. He's just gonna, like, he doesn't even, like, he clocks it and is like, no, I gotta start somewhere.
Sure. You may roll me composure and firearms. She rolled a huge amount of successes for this. Adelaide, what are you doing?
Do I see any bodies in the alley that they've made?
No.
Then yeah, in order to start doing some stuff, she's going to sick Ted on one, specifically throwing it in the eye or towards the face so they can't really see.
Do you put Adelaide down?
Mhm.
Roll me. Roll me a composure and what this is like a projectile. So you could roll me composure and melee, I suppose. So you're using it like
Yeah.
that and see, and
Yeah.
I will remove if
Ted is a melee
successes
weapon.
from Bonnie for Edgar's attack.
Can I rouse the blood?
You may, certainly. I would certainly hope so. Maria, what are you doing?
I
Okay,
can always
question.
beat them.
Yes.
So, with spirits that I've compelled, I have the fetter of the one of Bastion. Can I actually summon them to me to help us in this instance?
That would take time. It's a ritual, so it takes time to do it. You'd have to sort of sit down in the elevator and do this, and we're really in sort of a quick time
no, that makes
mode
sense.
here. If you had taken Bastion with you, you could have used him to fight.
Damn, I thought they were gonna follow us from behind. I didn't think they were gonna meet us here.
Mhm.
And I assume would that be the same with me having to summon
Yeah, anything like that.
Giancarlo?
No, Giancarlo can pop out right now. He's bound to you.
Yeah, Giancarlo, get the fuck out of here. Get out here
What
now.
do you want Giancarlo to do?
So which one of the one is hitting Edgar right now?
Bonnie.
Bonnie. Try to grapple the other one. Try to hold him
Oh,
in
he's
place.
a wraith, so he can't really grapple.
Oh,
What he can do is he can pick up something and toss it at them.
do that. do what you gotta do.
Okay. All right.
Maria's just gonna say, do what you gotta do.
All right. So let's take this in turn order. Adelaide, what did you roll?
The 5 successes with a messy crit.
All right. So increase your hunger one more time, please. As you are getting hungry and nervous, and you are at hunger 4, is that correct? Mhm.
I'm gonna eat the bruja.
Yes. Edgar, what did you roll for composure and firearms?
7 with a crit.
Amazing. All right. So here's what happens. Bonnie comes at you with a bat with rapid reflexes. She's absolutely going to get you before you can shoot her. But she has to come into close range to do it.
Edgar was aiming at Niklaus.
Oh, you're naming it Niklaus. All right, well, Bonnie's going for you. First person
Got it.
out of the elevator. So, you're going to take 4 points of superficial damage
Gotcha.
as she hits you with a bat wrapped in chains that's also wrapped in razor blades
Ugh.
and cracks you right across the face. As soon as she does that, however, Adelaide throws Ted at her and covers her eyes, so she can't get you any further than that. She can't then start beating down on your body as you lie down on the ground. In addition to that, Giancarlo Pudinesca is picking up loose bricks and pieces of concrete from the alleyway and is chucking it at her. So she's very distracted at this point, which gives you the opportunity to shoot at Niklaus for 7 successes. He's going to take a massive amount of damage. But he has fortitude, and he also has toughness, which he will activate, which is basically going to amount to your very high amount of successes, shooting him into only 2 points of superficial damage. Now it's his turn. He's going for you, Maria. Okay. With his feral claws. I will allow you, as you can see him coming, as Giancarlo is doing something else. I will allow you a Dex Athletics to get out of the way.
So that's...
He didn't roll super great.
One success.
Okay, well, he rolled better than that. So you too are going to take 3 points of superficial damage as he rakes you across the back as you try and get out of the way of his nasty feral claws. Swing it back around. Bonnie is right now got a thing on her face, and she's being pelted with shit from Giancarlo Puttanesca. Edgar, what are you doing?
In my prone position, how close are the legs of Niklaus?
Niklaus not. Bonnie, though, however, you're practically under her crotch.
Edgar's just gonna squirm around and bite into her Achilles tendon and attempt to rip it out.
Make me a bite attack, strength and either strength and brawl or strength and melee, whichever's higher for you.
Do I need to rouse the blood again this turn?
No.
If I want to do that, or does that last for the scene?
That lasts for the scene.
Gotcha.
And remember, your blood potency 2, is that correct? Or your blood potency 1? Okay,
blood
then
potency 1.
You get 2 dice with the errata. Not 1, but 2. Adelaide, you have Bonnie successfully distracted, but Niklaus just scraped Maria across the back with nasty feral claws. What are you doing?
Well, I was standing right behind Maria, and so that hand has to go.
Sure.
So she's going to extend her jaw as her pointed teeth come out and try and rip off the hand and eat it.
Also a strength and brawl. What about you, Maria? You just got smacked or scratched across the back. What are you doing?
She's...
Do we
Goddamn.
be dangerous? Let's...
Out of
you
curiosity,
can ride the beast, Adelaide. Why not? At this point,
what is the firearms roll?
Composure and firearms.
Composure. What's my composure at? 2. No, I'm just gonna fucking punch.
Okay. You can strength and brawl. Who are you punching?
The
guy who got you with the claws, or the one?
Yeah.
Or the
one who got me.
Okay. So you can do a
You
strength
do
and
get
brawl.
you do get a 1 dice bonus if you do decide to use that pistol, though.
It's 3 dice regardless.
Sick.
So, with 3 successes, there is absolutely no way for Bonnie to get out of this. She's very distracted. She's got something covering her face. You bite down onto her Achilles tendon. You're going to do a significant amount of damage to her as well with your nasty, painful bite. And she has to make a frenzy check.
That was 2 crits, by the way.
Whoa. I got 0 successes on her frenzy check. Absolutely no successes. So she's going to, unfortunately, kick you right in the face to get away from you. Just not going to do any damage, however. And you're going to practically rip out some of her flesh. It's going to get stuck in your teeth like you don't like. And she's going to go running, fleeing out of this alleyway. Away from the fight entirely. Adelaide.
Did she drop her bat?
She did. Adelaide, what are you doing? Or what did you roll, rather?
I rolled 6 and I failed.
Okay.
I'm at 5 hunger.
Well, if you failed your rouse check and you're at 5 hunger, can't take the roll from you right now.
Okay.
Because what I need is a frenzy check. That is your unspent willpower plus 2 dice for your humanity.
Okay.
And we need to, or or you can let the beast do what it wants. We call that riding the beast.
You know,
Sounds fun.
Baba lied.
Baba did lie.
Why should I try anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Riding that beast.
Sure. So, as you attempt to remove his hand, attempt to be strategic here, you're starving. You can't take it anymore, and the voice of your sire pounds in your head, and you almost feel as if your blood is pounding, although it no longer circulates. And you leap up off of the ground, forgetting everyone who is in the alley with you, and you pounce and jump onto him, onto Niklaus. He is going to stick his claws into your back as you do this, but you are also going to bite into him. You're only going to take 1 point of superficial damage. He's not really going to be able to get it in there before you start biting on him.
Yeah.
Make me a bite attack. It's strength and brawl. Maria, what did you roll?
Those were 2 crits.
On both on
The
black
normal
dice?
dice.
Okay.
Yes, both
So-
on black dice. I would have told you if it was on the red dice.
So, as Adelaide pounces on Niklaus and begins feeding from him, you walk over to him where his head is. Don't have to hit Adelaide, as she's right against his neck, and begin stomping down with your big combat boots right on his head.
Oh yeah, we're double teaming this. Let's go.
Mhm. And he's not looking that great.
5 successes.
He's really not
That
looking
much.
that great. That's
You
another
ruined
significant
my fucking jacket.
significant amount of damage.
Adelaide's just like chewing on him and swallowing. the
Frenzy
flesh.
check for this, but I don't
Oh,
think
you're
he's
fully
going to
eating him.
1, 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat him.
There's no way. No, I rolled 2 successes on another frenzy check. 0 and 2. There's no way. He's absolutely in a frenzy, in a panic, but he can't get up. He can't get away from you. He has Maria pounding on his head. He has Adelaide pinning him to the ground with the painful bite, and Edgar coming back up against him with a bat. Edgar, would you like to do anything with that bat to him? Oh, you are muted, Avery. Adelaide, please remove 2 hunger.
Okay.
Edgar's gonna take the bat.
Mhm.
He's just gonna be like, I told every single Cammy, don't fuck with us, and just bash his fucking skull in.
And Adelaide, now you may remove the rest of your hunger.
Okay.
2-0.
I just ate through his face.
I
and
need to
it's
know.
not weird.
I need to know if you are attempting Diablerie.
No.
All right.
No.
And you are removed to 0 hunger.
Edgar,
No added benefits or losses.
Edgar, if it's available in the muck, or is he turning to ash very quickly, or is it?
He's not. He's turning gooey. And also, it's kind of hard to tell because he's been stomped on and Adelaide's eaten him a little bit.
If his fangs are intact,
They are.
Edgar's gonna pick him up, put him in his pocket.
Mhm.
Let's go. Where's the fucking Nosferatu?
Is his body like how decomposes it?
You do not know Ashen Relic, is that correct? You do not have that
No,
ceremony.
I
You would not be
don't.
able to preserve it.
Okay.
Adelaide, you okay? You good?
Where's Heidi?
She's still in the elevator. Sort of pushed up against the back of it.
Adelaide's gonna go into the elevator and help Heidi up.
Mhm.
And try and like clean herself off.
Edgar will take the pocket square out of his jacket and just hand it to Adelaide.
Heidi is going to say, no, I have to go help Kasim.
He said-
I'm healed. It's okay. It's my job. I have to go help him. You go. Get out of here.
Edgar will just hand the bat to her.
I'll be back.
That's good.
She's gonna.
That's good.
Please let him know. And
Maria's gonna look at Adelaide really quick, and she's gonna say, "I have the fetter of Bastion. If Kasim wishes more from Bastion, let me know."
Yeah, let's deal with this problem first. Go.
Hope I get to take you to Bergane, Zusa.
Let's see if I survive tonight.
I'm not holding my breath. And Edgar will keep walking.
As you walk and walk fast, the streets are becoming loud and noisy. People are running towards a central location. Even mortals, you think, are running towards a central location. Strange. You see news trucks pass by as well. This is dangerous. This is bad. No, nothing's wrong with your car. Your car is still parked outside the dinner shop. But the presence of the media is dangerous. And as you hurry yourselves back to the car, Edgar, you get a call from Aelin.
Edgar will answer that as he's getting in the trunk of the car to change the plates and drive away.
Edgar, did you see the news?
No, give me the bullet points.
Someone in Neukölln has been torn apart. Body parts in the street.
Einstein.
They say on the news that the person had fanged teeth.
Christ. We're all alright. I'll be home in a bit.
Edgar, what's happening?
Just lock the door. Don't let anyone in, especially my uncle.
Okay.
If you see Osric, lift up the couch cushions, get the shotgun in the couch, and
Edgar, I don't know how to use a gun.
just point and pull the trigger, darling.
I'd rather hide.
I would rather that be possible, but Osric is not known for giving up.
Come home.
I'm on my way. Aelin,
Yes.
I love you. And he'll hang up the phone, stick it in his pocket.
Do I hear you say Aelin?
I mean,
certainly do.
he's outside the car. If you're outside the car, he's not
You
being
most
quiet.
certainly do.
Maria's making a mental note.
Mm-hmm. Do you inform? You also heard Edgar mutter Heidenstein, who of course you know is the Prince of Berlin.
What happened with the prince?
What's going on?
In the car now, I'll tell you in the drive.
As Maria's getting in, she's probably going to text Catherine and tell her to make sure that the shop's locked up and asking if she's safe.
Where are we going?
I'm taking both of you home.
Katrin responds almost immediately and saying, like, I literally had to block every single number of one of my relatives. I have to get out of Esoteric. I think they're gonna come here.
Do either of you have a safe haven that I could use that's not mine?
What's wrong with yours? As Edgar's starting up the car and driving.
She's gonna look to
Edgar?
Edgar.
I need a roll.
She's gonna.
The streets are insane right now. Flooded police, EMTs, news, and people, bikes. It's crazy. So I need a dex. Let's make it a wits and drive.
Do I need to rouse the blood again, or is
You
that
do.
still...
We're leaving the scene.
Got it. I will get one hungry. So that takes me to 2.
2.
Wits and drive.
Maria's gonna say they're coming for Catherine. Esoteric's not safe.
What do you mean they're coming for Catherine?
5.
You're good. Expert driver.
Her
Maria,
family.
I will take you somewhere.
Thank you.
I'll take both of you somewhere, if that's all right.
Maria's gonna text Catherine that both her and I are gonna have a different place for the night.
You should get your mother and your aunties as well.
Yes. Of course. She will respond to that to Catherine as well to like make sure Mama and the aunties know as well that we're getting out.
Prince Bridenstine is dead. The Khemri is crumbling right now.
What the fuck?
Adelaide.
They
Is-
tore him apart on television.
What about the masquerade?
Well, the Anarchs, I guess, had a lapse in judgment. Or they were betrayed by one of their own. That might be an angle to press. But now's not the time for making plans.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. I need to make sure mine are safe.
Adelaide, one last time. Where is Alexander?
I don't know. And she sounds scared, and she is pulling out her phone.
Your haven might not be safe either.
My haven might be the only safe place.
Whatever you want.
She's going to text, "Are you safe?" to Alexander.
There is no response.
Take me home, Edgar. Please.
You know you're welcome at mine. But I'll take you home if you like.
You don't owe me.
No. But I would like both of you to remember this. I'm not asking you for anything, but a good turn deserves one back.
Anything. There's probably still like, semblance of the sparkle in her eye. She looks at you and says that.
Right. Edgar's gonna call Tulio.
You would know that your mother would not allow him to have his phone with him.
Then he'll call Olivia.
You've heard the news.
I have.
I did tell you this was going to happen.
I know. I need you to do something for me. Can you promise me that even though it may be unpleasant, this is something that needs to be done? Can you promise me that you will do this for me, please? I'm all but begging, Mother.
Ask, boy.
Can you take in the Rosselinis?
And what will you give me for it?
What do you want?
How long did you think you were going to keep your goal from me?
I assumed you'd ask when you wanted to. I had never tried to keep her from you. You just never asked me about her.
You'll send her to me.
Why?
I hardly think that that's part of the bargain.
I'm asking a son to his mother. Why?
She's special, isn't she?
To me?
In general. I want to know why.
I could do that. Or, I think this is a rare time where I could tell you something you might not know.
You know I don't like to be teased, Edgar.
Do you want her, or do you want to know something?
she, I already know is special. How is it that I am to know what you will tell me is of equal value?
Because I'm risking my very own life to tell you.
All right.
You can't trust Osric anymore. There's something going on between Osric and Hannah-Lori Lamia. We need to get rid of him. It's bad, Mother. Whatever it is. He got sharp at the mere idea that I might know something.
My sweet boy. You still have so much to learn. You will bring your special girl to the next family meeting. 6 more years, Edgar. In confinement. 6 more years.
As you wish.
It is not as I wish. It is as I see.
We can discuss this later.
No, we are done discussing it. You will tell your cousins, and I will relay the information. 6 more years in confinement from this night forward. Then we will have a family dinner, and you will bring her. Do you understand?
You have my word. Thank you.
I do love you, boy.
As I love you.
And she hangs up.
I have a very dire question, really quick. We're in the fucking car. Did we hear Edgar's
It'd be
side
impossible for
this
Edgar
hour?
to conceal this.
Okay. Because I was taking some notes.
Maria, you'll be staying with my mother.
There's a very brief flash across her face of disgust, but it melts away. And she's just going to nod. Thank you.
She's guarded by the Putanescas.
She's started by the Pissinobes now.
Yes, she has the Pishinobs on the door. You'll be safe.
Catherine will be safe, yes. Thank you.
Will you be, Edgar?
Edgar will just turn up the radio.
You call a car for them, I assume, since you can't all fit in your car?
Yeah, Edgar's gonna call the town car service that he uses.
And Maria, he drops you off at Esoteric, where they're all waiting. Of course, all 3 of your aunts run over to you immediately and start, touching you all over. Can see that you're injured. Can see that the big scratch on your back. What happened? What's going on?
We need to go. We need to get. Edgar got us safe haven. Esoteric is not safe tonight. We need to go.
Minerva reaches her whole body into the car and almost touches you, Edgar. What is going on?
Edgar will get out of the car and he will kiss Nonna Russellini on both cheeks, and he'll reach in his pocket and put Niklas's fangs in her hand. This is what I bring you for the one that would wound your daughter. I'm sorry that I could not bring you more.
She sort of pats your face. Well, you might come from bad stock, but you are a good boy.
You'll be staying with my mother, so I would appreciate you keep that talk to a minimum. Auntie, with all the love in my heart. You'll be guarded by the Pishanobs there. You'll be safe.
All right. I hope I brought enough stuff.
The car should be around any minute. We'll wait for the car here with you. Bridenstein's dead.
What?
The Anarchs ripped him apart on television.
Oh my god. The Second Inquisition is going to be down on us. We're all gonna burn.
It'll be 6 years of confinement, though you won't be there with my mother for that long.
Did Olivia tell you that?
That you wouldn't be there that long?
6 years of confinement.
Yes.
I just got off the phone with Hannah Laurie. She said the same thing.
Then it seems that my uncle has already started getting the word out. This is necessary, and I'm sorry.
Adelaide, sweetie. It's been so long. Are you okay?
Hello, Auntie. No.
You want to come with us?
I appreciate that you're asking, but I have other business to attend to.
I just
Well,
don't.
I
I
do
just.
fine.
I just don't like you staying there with Alexander all the time. He's so unsocial.
Minerva,
I appreciate that you are social, but I'm just fine, Auntie.
Well, you know, you have Maria's number, and you call if you need something from somebody.
From the other side, you say, "Yes, please call, please."
And if you should need anything, call me.
Honestly, I don't know if I can get into any more debt with your dad. I don't think I can do it.
It wouldn't be with him.
Okay.
Please tell me I can push away from you, Hans.
No, Mirabella and Magdalena are hanging on you, checking your wounds.
I'm fine. She's literally trying to push.
Well, heal. Why are you? You don't know. These streets. You don't know what could get in there.
All right, I'll attempt to heal.
Rouse check.
Edgar's gonna do the same thing while he's thinking about it.
And again, a reminder: if you're at 2 blood, when you roll, heal 2 superficial damage for 2 blood potency, 1 for 1 blood potency.
I did it.
Mm-hmm.
No messies. Yay.
Yes, you failed a rouse check.
Yeah, so you get hungry
God.
again, and it's just so
Don't
irritating,
make
Maria. You can't stand it. They're just all over
because
you,
they
and
won't-
it's just making you hungry.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
And the car.
But I'm healed though, right?
Yes, and the car arrives, and Minerva and everyone, and Katrin is just like, oh my God, am I really gonna be stuck? I mean, she has a sick, sweet ass house, but am I really gonna be stuck there?
It's either that or we with the family,
Oh
and I'd
my
rather
God.
that.
I
As
don't
much
know.
as you know how I feel.
Look, I'm like seriously gonna break my phone. Like, I don't ever want to see my family again because they are driving me nuts.
Then break your phone. We'll get you a new SIM card. It's okay. It's okay. And she's just going to hug Katrin
Mhm.
really, really tightly, and just bury her face into her neck, not biting or anything, just like out of comfort.
Is there a mail slot on the door for esoteric?
Certainly.
Edgar's gonna take out his pocket journal,
Mhm.
and he's going to write on it, Hamish, I know you'll find this. We need to fucking talk. EW.
Mhm.
And just fold it up and slip it through the mail slot on the door.
As you're doing that, Katrin comes up behind you and hugs you from behind.
Hold on.
You seem stressed out. Is it my dad stressing you out? He stresses everyone out.
I knew your... You know, it's funny. Your father. I knew him before I knew my mother.
You're related, right? We're all related.
Yes, but I'm worried that I'm going to have to kill him.
Katrin doesn't seem fazed by that. Ah, if you do, make sure to get a fetter for Maria.
Maria's probably going to be like not too far behind Captain at that point. Yes, please do. I have so much
No.
fun stuff that I could do with him.
No.
No. And Adelaide is going to reach a hand out and touch Maria's arm.
Hamish is my kin.
Is this news to Maria, or did she already know? Okay, no. Okay.
If he dies a warrior's death. And I will mourn him when he is gone.
If you say so. He's not the person maybe you used to know.
That is why I say that I will mourn Hamish, not who he has become. You should remember that, girl. He was your father once. And he may not have been a perfect man. He may not have even been a good one. But everything you will ever have, every moment spent in loving companionship with Maria, is because he decided to lay with your mother. You owe every bit of what you've become. Not to him, but he is the river from which your font flows, and it is undeniable. We have to remember where we come from.
Du hast ein Herz eines Gedichtes. Has anyone ever told you that?
A few times.
Es tut mir leid, Eddie. Das für mich ist nicht genügend. Er war mein Vater, er ist mein Vater und so und so. Und ist er nur genetisch so. Genetisch gesehen. Weißt? Sorry. Ich habe kein Herz für Poetry.
I understand.
If you want to kill him, I'll help you. Give you information, whatever you want. Go undercover.
No, you need to stay safe for Maria. Your willingness gibt mir Angst für dich.
Du brauchst keine Angst vor mich haben. Wenn ich sterbe, dann komme ich einfach zurück. Weißt?
Ja.
Als Geist.
Yeah, the car's nearly. We should get you ready.
The car pulls up. All of them pile in.
Edgar, what you said about her father, how she owes everything to him?
It's not exactly what I said, but that is a paraphrase.
Would you say the same thing about my own mother, knowing what you know?
Without her, you wouldn't exist. And the pain that you feel can be the fuel that you use if you need a direction.
She's just gonna go to grab Catherine's hand and embrace it softly, not like sternly or anything, and just make for the car.
Go with love. Give my mother my regards.
I will.
I'm not.
The car pulls away with Maria, Katrin, and everyone else. It's just Adelaide and Edgar left here.
This is it. Another 6 years before I get to knock on your door.
Don't knock on the door.
You can always come over.
Why did you say what you did about Azric?
Because it's true. He reminds me too much of myself and he needs to go.
Would you sell your own child to someone?
Never.
Your mother. Wish her well for me?
In 6 years. Well,
I would appreciate it if what you learned tonight you kept to yourself. You don't want a meeting with Alexander. I don't know why you want one.
because we need to speak.
What do you want to know?
It's not what I want to know, it's what I want to say.
What do you have to say to my father?
Well, that would be between me and your father, Adelaide.
I wish you luck.
You let me walk you home at least. It's not that far.
For now. The prince is dead.
Long live the prince.
Things have to change. The way they're working now, it doesn't work. You know this, yes?
I'm afraid you'll need to be more direct.
The anarchs are running wild.
How much do you know about them?
Not much.
Then you should know that Sahira is their baron.
As you say that, Edgar, you receive a text message from Aylin's phone. But it is a picture of Aylin. And it's not a selfie.
Pick up the phone.
It's a text message.
Yeah, he'll take the phone out of his pocket. I need to go.
Be safe.
Never.
Don't be stupid then.
Also never. On the way back to the car, Edgar's gonna call Aylin's phone.
And the person who picks up the phone is a voice you don't recognize right away. And then you do. It's Sahira. Well, well, well. Did you like my surprise? I think it's going to go, what is the word? A virus on the internet.
What do you want?
I just wanted to pay a visit. I wanted to see if you saw what we did.
I did.
Some
You
little birdie told me that you were at the sheriff's place. I had to come by and see if it was true, and it must be true. You're not here.
I understand the point you're trying to make. What do you want?
I love the neon lights. Gorgeous.
Do you want to come over sometime? Invited.
I feel like I can come here anytime I want to.
I'm asking if you'd like an invitation.
No. I have one for you, though.
Alright.
The next time the sheriff invites you somewhere, tell him he's next.
Of course. I can do that for you.
Your little girl is very skittish. It's not good in a ghoul.
Depends on what the ghoul's for.
I think I know what she's for.
I think you're right.
It'd be so easy to push her off this balcony. I don't even think she'd fight me.
She wouldn't. So now you make a choice. Do you or don't you?
I think I'm going to play with her a little bit longer until you get here.
Careful.
Of what? You? Don't make me
Yeah, but
laugh.
It's not that deep, darling.
How I wish to have met you when I was in Marrakesh, what we would have done to you. Are you driving, Edgar, at this point?
Yeah. You know, we don't have to do this dance, Sia. As much as I'm enjoying it, we don't have to.
So many words. Boring words. So all you do is words. Where's your action?
Why should I give you what you want?
Do something. You're all hiding in your havens. Like little chickens.
What do you have us do? You know, get out, get active so it makes it harder for you to hunt us? Why would we do that when we could just sit still and wait for you to come? Well, like you said, scared little chickens.
Yes, that's what you are. Scared little chickens. But don't worry. We'll kill all the foxes. Then you can come out again.
You're not doing this out of the goodwill of your heart. Don't act like you're doing me a favor.
Why wouldn't I want to do a favor for a dancer?
Because if my suspicion's correct, you've already done a favor for a dancer, and it's just not me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you do.
I think you know more than you could possibly fit in a tiny little chicken brain.
You know, I watched an interview with Werner Herzog once where he talks about this inane stupidity of chickens.
Mm-hmm. Chicken has a very stupid mind.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Stimmt.
Her blood. Have you tasted it?
Now, why would I go and do something like that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because there are things beyond hunger. I know that might be a little difficult for you to wrap your head around.
I was indulging in pleasures before you were even, your grandparents were even a spirit on this world. 200 years, give or take. What would you know of it?
You could hurt her to get to me. That's fair.
I'm not hurting her. I'm not like you. That bite. Ugh, how uncouth.
But I do wonder, at times, about you. And yes, I do think about you often.
What is it that the kids say? I live inside your mind, rent with no rent to pay?
Something like that. The Ashira. You know, I could have had respect for that.
Like we need it.
No, you don't need it, but you like it.
Fascinating, Mr. Waite. Very fascinating. I I hope you know, and I'm sure you do, that Kasim thinks he's very good with the blood magic. He is. It's okay. He's okay. But, I wasn't always the warrior that you know me as now.
No, but you made your bed.
And what a soft bed it is. Not that you would know, little chicken.
I don't know what you want from me. And I'm open to you.
Why? Do you think I would want anything from you? Ugh!
Everyone
You.
wants something from someone.
It's not you.
Hmm.
But I'm flattered. You're never going to have a night of peace while I'm here. I'll make sure of it. And all the people you try to extort, I'll make sure that they know where they can go. Eckhart. He came. I told him, don't come, don't come. Don't go. You go, you betray me, and he goes. Now he's dead. It's the way of things.
I got what I wanted to know from you.
No. But if you do want someone to teach you blood magic, oh, Mr. Wade, I could teach you things you couldn't even imagine.
Is that an invitation?
It could be.
Oh, why don't you decide if that's an invitation or not, and I'll see you in a minute.
I think I've gotten what I needed.
Yeah.
She hangs up.
Edgar has this quiet, buzzing rage that just flickers through his mind like TV static, constant, ever present. That is now something of a cacophonous roar, as I'm very sure that he wouldn't even remember the rest of his drive back to the place.
Mm-hmm. How quickly do you get upstairs?
As quickly as having no celerity will allow.
No pop and celerity for you. So up the elevator you go, and Aelin is there. She looks distraught, confused. She's no longer wearing the nice evening gown. She's dressed in what would consider pajamas, something comfortable. And she's right now bandaging her arm.
Sorry that happened to you.
She took my blood?
Did she
She
drink
didn't-
it, or did she save it?
She took it, put it in a jar. She told me to tell you collateral. Collateral for what? Edgar, maybe you're right. Maybe we shouldn't be here.
Edgar's just gonna stand there, not saying anything, not looking at her. Alright. Let's go to bed.
I'm afraid.
You should be.
And she'll sort of just wrap her arms around you.
Edgar will just run his fingers up the base of her neck and I know what I should do, but I don't have the strength to do it.
What is it?
My mother would tell me to end your life. You become a compromised asset. And I don't have the strength to do it.
You should have just let me be called.
It would have saved something. Tell me why I shouldn't. Remind me of who I am.
She'll take your face in her hands. You know who you are, Edgar. I see you for who you are. And I love you too.
I'm going to have to kill her. I'm going to have to kill all of them. I am going to burn Friedrichshain to the ground.
And despite everything, she smiles and says, "You still have to take me to Berghain at least once before you do that."
I'm pretty sure the witch won't let that place burn.
Oh, there's a witch now too, huh?
Yeah. I'll introduce you the next time we're there together.
Does your licking make a knife wound close?
A knife wound, no. Those must heal.
Unfortunate. I don't want to get blood on the sheets.
Edgar will go to the bathroom and pull out the suture kit. Let's get you stitched up. And then we'll get you wrapped up. And tomorrow, I'll start. Just get the needle out and start sewing her up.
As we move away from that scene, Maria, you wanted to end our session with what?
So, probably
En route
smushed.
to Olivia's beautiful manor home in Steglitz, Zeelandorf.
Yeah, smushed in between her mother, aunts, and trying to cling to Catherine a little bit. Probably seeking just a little bit of comfort after everything that happened. But as she's doing that, one hand rested on Catherine's lap, her head on her shoulder. She's going to pull out her phone, remembering what was said in the car from Edgar. She's going to text Imogen, and she's going to say, first, are you safe? Question mark, question mark. Second, do you know what's going on between Asadek and Hanalori? Send.
You also do not get a response. Because I can't respond for them.
Yeah, no, of course. Of course.
Adelaide, is there anything you'd like to end with? Of course, you come home to an empty haven. But Alexander has been back here since you left. The ritual items have been moved, and he's taken some food for the go, on the go. It's a met name, as we say here.
Adelaide goes into his side of the haven and looks around, looking at what he's doing, thinking about everything he's done for her and everything she thought she owed him. And then she takes and has Ted start grabbing the clothes and putting them in bags. And she texts Heidi, "If you live, let me know where I'm going to stay."
Text comes back pretty quickly to an address in Charlottenburg. Which is a very nice, ritzy part of Berlin. It's where Edgar lives.
Mm-hmm. She writes a note saying how dangerous it was tonight, and she's safe, but she won't be home for a little bit.
Understood.
And then calls a cab.
All right. Don't even have to. You can take public transportation, take a bike. There's lots of stuff you can do here in Germany. But yes. Oh,
It's
yes.
the bags mostly.
Sure. Well.
And the hand.
See weirder stuff on the tram.
True.
And with all of that said and done, that is where we are going to end our prologue session for Macabre. This is our final session involving the members of our main coterie till we begin the Chronicle proper. Because what's coming next is a trip to the past in the early 2000s. And a meeting between a Giovanni, a Nosferatu, and a witch. Thank you all so much. You were absolutely stunning and amazing. And I can't wait for us to start the Chronicle very, very soon.